I've got to say, it's growing. It's growing on me too.
It's growing on me.
I'm getting into it. I'm starting to dig it. It's got a vibe. It's got an era. Can't quite put my finger on it. You were dancing. Were you dancing, Levin?
Sadly, I couldn't get any audio. There was no noise sound to it. But the video was awesome.
No.
Oh, all right.
I don't know why.
We need to speak up, Justin, clearly.
Hopefully
welcome back. This is the Camera Live podcast, everybody, and it is, what is the date? Goodness me, it's the 23rd of February. What happened to February? January felt like the longest month in the world, and all of a sudden February's over. Anyway.
It's flying.
I'm old. I like ranting at things. Welcome back to the Camera Live podcast, proudly brought to you by Lucky Straps, maker of fine leather camera straps in Bendigo, Victoria. If you're looking for a new camera strap to connect with your craft, head to luckystraps.com, use code Greg, you'll get a healthy discount, and none other than Justin Castles, the man of the hour, shall we say, will be overseeing it being packed and shipped. He won't do it himself.
No, I'll make it. He'll do it. The next order that comes in tonight, I'll make it. Sorry, because it won't be as neat as the proper ones. Do you remember how to make your own straps anymore now that you've got a staff? It's no. I'll be honest. I've never been able to make one from start to finish. I know all of the processes, but I've never had the hands-on training to work a sewing machine properly. It's very tricky. You need a lot of years of experience.
That's very brave of you to be that honest. We appreciate that, and that's why we love Lucky Straps. So head to luckystraps.com for honest, good, hard work by people that earn less than Justin.
No, they earn much more, but they work a lot harder as well.
Yeah, they probably do. But look, let's get into the episode proper. In case you haven't noticed, we are joined tonight by a man with a very grey caterpillar on his lip. It is, of course, Levin Barrett. Welcome back, Levin.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you very much. Thank you, Justin. Pleasure to be here. Caterpillar and all.
Yeah, I know. Mine's spread. It's kind of, anyway.
I got to say,
So for those of you that aren't in the know, Levin Barrett has been a past guest on the Camera Life podcast. We interviewed him episode 42, very long time ago. What are we up to now? Like 160 something? We've lost count. We've stopped counting.
Yeah, we're up there. We're heading for 200.
We're getting close.
42 was still my favorite.
Sorry?
42 was still my favorite.
Yeah.
Best one yet.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's a crowd pleaser. But Levin Barrett is of course Rare View Photography, and Levin is an Aussie landscape and astrophotographer. He also has a unique eye in the sky because he's also a commercial airline pilot, and we're going to cover a little bit about that a little later on the show in one of our segments. We've got a bit of a treat for everybody, a look at the world that only a select few get to see. But Levin, great to have you. How have you been? Are you well? What's going on?
Going very well, thank you, Greg. Yeah, flying as much as always. In fact, I just did a back-to-back Bali trip in the last fortnight. Kept me active, and had a new toy with me on that flight, which I'll show you a little later on. And very active with the photography stuff, particularly that sort of thing. Been head down, bum up on the computer, creating tours and all sort of stuff for the last few weeks. So yeah, very busy, but glad to be so.
Well, there's a lot going on in your world at the moment, and we're going to cover off your tours in just a moment because you've got some great offers and opportunities for people, and you're changing things up again this year, which is great to see. But you mentioned to me earlier before we went live that one of the reasons you flew into Bali, and I hope you don't mind me bringing this up, too bad if you do, was to visit with your son, who has just become a pilot himself.
Yeah, exactly. That was quite a thrill. Just to clarify, he is fan-based. He's my son, and he got into the same airline as me about August last year, but it's a good 6 months worth of training that it takes. And he finally passed his final line check about a week and a half ago. And he did a flight out of Sydney up to Bali, which happened to coincide with my flight out of Melbourne up to Bali. And we had a nice afternoon together.
Was it like neck and neck?
Yes. Exactly. Yeah, I won.
No, did you do the Top Gun thing where you flip upside down and give him the bird?
Oh,
from
above?
Yeah. We're inverted.
I might get arrested.
But anyway.
Is there?
Yeah. But no, it was awesome to catch up with him up there, and he sort of finally gets a bit of a glimpse of my world, and he's brand new into it, but he's figuring it out day by day. Although the funny thing was, it actually cost me $150 because it was the first international flight he had done out of Sydney, and he didn't have the appropriate park pass, and ended up having to park in the short-term car park and cost him $150.
Oh no! Rookie mistake. Oh, no. Rookie mistake.
Yeah, but Dad looked after him, So
of course,
it was excellent.
Nothing wrong with nepotism. It's fine.
It's true. Yeah, very true.
And I know this is not what we're here to talk about, but I'm curious now. Growing up, did he always want to follow in your footsteps? Did he? I mean, I know that you were an aircraft engineer originally. That was right, isn't it? You were an aircraft enengineer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to
memories
fix them.
coming
Now
back to me.
I used to fix them. Now I get to break them. Much more fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Hand them off to someone else to fix. Did he always want to follow in your footsteps and be a pilot? Was it
not really? No, I got it. Strangely enough, as a kid, when he was sort of in his that sort of stuff, he came on a couple of flights with me. That sort of back when I was just in general aviation, so piston twins and that sort of stuff. And as he got older, he sort of had a little interest in it, but nothing really much. But when he finished high school, he actually started to do a course in IT for about, it was meant to be a 3-year diploma or degree. And after about 6 or 9 months, he just hated it, absolutely hated it. So I took him along for his birthday for a trial instructional flight, and loved it. Just fell in love with it. Bought the book on cool. How to learn, and from that point on, he was hooked. Yeah. So
wow,
just
that's
great. It's taken him 12 years from that point on to get where he is now. So it's an arduous journey. There's no doubt about it.
Well, you'd want it to be, wouldn't you? You'd hope it is arduous. You wouldn't want it to be too easy.
No, exactly right. Yeah, got it in one. So no, but look, it's good. I'm very proud of it. He's put in the effort and the hard yards, and it's sort of one of those things. Unless you've been through it and done it yourself, you really don't understand what it takes to get to that position. And he has put in a lot of solid yards to get there. So very proud of him.
Oh, that's great. Happy for you both, indeed.
Thank you.
Now let's talk a little bit about. Oh, actually, let's say good morning. I said good morning.
Yeah. Let's see who's in the chat, and then we'll do. And then we'll do tours.
Just a little caveat out there for everyone. I have not had a nano nap today. I am nano nap free, so I'm a little manic. Okay, this is not my usual routine. All right, Justin, over to you.
Okay, Philip Johnson's here. Paul is here. Paul is also here. Paul Sutton. Paul's everywhere. Rick Nelson is here. Felicity Johnson, howdy from Gornong, just around the corner. Good to see you. What else is going on? Teen Type Man's here. David Leparati is here. Got some cool photos from David this evening. Got cool photos from everyone, actually, for your images later. Oh, quickly, you've probably got another 10 minutes if you would like your photo featured on tonight's podcast, because we are live right now. So if you listen to this live, email a photo to me, justin@luckystraps.com.au. Just send one. I don't have time for lots tonight. And we can show them at the end of the show. That's what we do. Just fun.
Nice.
So justin@luckystraps.com.au, or if you're listening back later, send it in now for next week.
Yeah.
Join us. Have fun.
Why not?
Everyone was loving the intro, which is cool. Tin Type Man said it's getting better every week. Tony, get off my digital lawn, says best intro yet.
Thank you, Tony. We'll take it.
Katzenellen Bogan says good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Rick Nelson says we've got the 3 stages of facial hair here tonight, all inclusive.
Dude,
it is. It's like it's a progression.
Yeah,
it's baby Castles, it's midlife Chromie, and it's senior Barrett.
Yeah. Lisa Leach says that's a pilot's mustache for sure, rocking at Levin. And finally, David Skinner says
it used to be brown like my hair until I became a captain. Then it went white.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Put that in. Does that just part of it when you become a captain?
No, it was all the stress and freaking out of it.
Yeah. Do you own aviator sunglasses? You'd look good in a set of aviators with that mustache. No, you never tried them.
No, there's a limit. No,
there's a limit.
He draws the line.
Is it actual pilots don't wear aviators?
Oh, they do, but you got to be about 40 years and a bit more buff than I am to get away with those.
Right. I reckon you could rock it.
I reckon you should sneak a pair in and just see what your co-pilots say. Just go for it.
I know what they say.
All right. Well, let's talk about your photography. For for those of you that don't know, Levin runs workshops and tours, often in some of the most exotic landscape and astrophotography locations on the planet. We're talking obviously New Zealand here in our own backyard, Iceland. Where else have you been? Norway?
Look, but usually Tasmania, New Zealand, and doing the first trip to Norway in about 3 weeks' time. It's not my first time. I've been there twice now. I had a month there back in 2008 and about 3 weeks there last year.
Yeah.
But Iceland I haven't done. I've got a bit that's still on my bucket list myself.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you'd been.
Yeah. No, not yet, but I'm getting there. Work to it. But they're the main ones that I go to. Yeah, awesome locations.
And obviously for this upcoming Norway trip, we hope that you get better weather than you had last year.
Yes, yeah. God, I hope so. It was disastrous last year. It was just by myself and my wife. At one stage, we're in a town called Bergen, and they had the highest rainfall in recorded history the day that we were trying to sightsee Bergen.
What are the odds? Oh, that's wonderful. All right, let's talk about some of your tours. Justin, do you want to bring these up on the big screen for the viewers
I've got
at home?
them ready to go. Where do we want to start?
Let's start with this Victoria Salt to Sea 2026 tour.
Done.
So, Levin, as we've said, you often, hop, skip and jump to somewhere else for these workshops that you run with the groups that are lucky enough to jump on with you. But this time you've decided to stick to your own backyard. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, exactly right, Greg. Thought I'd just show off my own backyard for a change. I do get around a fair bit, obviously, here, with particularly with the Astro stuff. So I thought, well, time to show it off to a few others. And so I decided to create this one around Victoria. It's 11, I forgot what it is now, 11, 12 days? I've forgotten exactly.
11 night, 12 day.
12 days, there we go. Got to read my own tour to figure that one out. Look, it kicks off first night in Melbourne. We have a get-together dinner and a few drinks just here in Melbourne so that everybody gets to know each other. And then we're actually heading up to spend the first evening with Richard Taddy. There he is.
There's the man.
And we're going to do a one-night workshop with Richard out at his property at Restrata. So we'll have the afternoon there with him, and he'll run everybody through just to sort of give them a basic understanding for astrophotography and basically set them up for the rest of the trip. The tour is not focused per se on astrophotography, but it's certainly incorporated in it and will be a part of it. So I thought it'd be a good idea if get a bit of education off Richard and, as I say, take him out to Restrata. As you know, Richard and I run a few tours together in the past. So on this one, he's helping out with that one-night workshop that he's doing. From there up to Lake Tyrrell, and we've got 3 nights there all up to have a good look around the Salt Lake and the bus, and it's a great time of year for exactly what you're looking at there, the Milky Way Arch. That time of year in September, it's the Milky Way Arches in the west, so we should get some shots exactly like that. From there, after 3 days, head down to the Grampians. Just the one night there, and I'll be honest, it was more just about breaking up the drive. But having said that, the Grampians is pretty awesome in its own right. Yeah. So we'll do the silo tour on the way down, and a few other bits and places we'll drop in along the way. Spend the night there, but then we head down to the sea part of it, to the Great Ocean Road, and 3 nights there with doing all the usual places and some of the unusual places. So usual 12 Apostles, which you can see on that one, but also got a few sneaky places along the coastline that we can go to get some nice images and that sort of thing. So we've got 3 nights there.
Yep.
And then we move on to quite a unique opportunity, one way, to Cape Otway Lighthouse, or Light Station as they call it. And basically I'm taking over the entire light station there. And
really?
we've got because it's very limited accommodation. You can only stay at the Lightkeeper's cottage and lodge. And so I'm just taking over the whole thing. So we'll have the whole place to ourselves for the night.
That's awesome.
And, it's very, very unique location. It's national park, quite remote, really. There's no food there, no nothing. I've got to figure out how to feed everybody. No, I will, I promise. But so yeah,
nothing wrong with a sausage and bread. Nothing wrong with a snack.
Yeah. It could be cheese and crackers and a bottle of water that night.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the next day, continue further around the coast. We'll hit one of the waterfalls inland a little bit, and then round to Apollo Bay and that sort of stuff. Spend the night at Anglesey, and head back to the lighthouse at. Name slips my mind. Is it written there? God, I hope I've written it there because I just can't think of it. Thank you. Good. You're a very good assistant. Thanks, man. It's not there. I just can't think.
I've trained him well.
You have indeed. Yeah, I know. I'm impressed. And then that's really it. Then back to Geelong for a final goodbye lunch, and then I'll drop everybody back at the airport and say goodbye. Wow. So yeah.
And so, how big's the group that you hope to take?
Taking 8 on this one, 8 in total, and I got to admit I was a little bit wondering how the tour would go because it is very close to home, and as I say, the other tours I've done have generally been to distant locations, but this one being close to home, I wasn't too sure how much of a pickup I'd get on it, but I was very pleased that I had 7 bookings, so 7 out of the 8 are already filled within the first 2 days.
Oh wow! Okay,
that's amazing.
Yeah. So
there's one spot left.
One spot left. Yeah. So once again, I've sort of come onto the show with not much to advertise.
Oh, that's not
at least
true.
not for this tour. No.
Yeah.
So
that's
look,
amazing.
There is still a place to go. A place left on that one. So if anybody's interested, just jump on the website and just follow the book now thing, and it'll sort of take you through the process and all the rest of it. Yeah.
Oh,
thank you.
Just fill in the gaps.
That was a place.
There you go.
Well
Some
done.
local knowledge.
Is that and is it the Round the Twist lighthouse from that show? Round.
Yeah, I believe so. Exactly. Yeah. The other one, Airlie Beach. Sorry, that's one of the places I was trying to think of. There's a lighthouse at Airlie Beach there, and So
day 2's in Bendigo, near Bendigo. You can drop into the Lucky Straps headquarters for a behind-the-scene tour.
Actually, that is a good idea.
Or we go the other way around, and I'll just follow you around while you all learn off Richard, and I'll steal some of his brain knowledge about astrophotography without his knowing.
Why not?
I'll hide behind an old rusty tractor or something that he's taking photos of.
I can't count above 8. I've got to take my shoes and socks off to go any higher than that. So if one more tags along, we'll never know.
No one will ever know.
No one will ever know.
Exactly.
And so we don't need to talk about pricing here because folks can make inquiries on your website, but what's included in the cost for a seat?
Basically everything, with the exception of flying in and out of Melbourne. You just got to get yourself to Melbourne. Your accommodations in your own private room every night. As I said, at Cape Otway, because we take over the Lightkeeper's Cottage and the lodge, it is shared accommodation there insofar as it's like a 4-bedroom house and a 5-bedroom house. So everybody still gets their own bedroom, but it's just shared lounge, kitchen, all that sort of thing. But everywhere else, you got your own individual room wherever we go. Includes breakfast and dinner. I don't include lunch only because everybody in the past has said too much food. You're overfeeding us. We're stuffed. So by popular demand, I've actually cut the lunches out. But as I say, breakfast, lunch included. Transport, me, Richard. Everything. There's an optional helicopter flight if you want to do it at the Great Ocean Road as well. Just the standard sort of scenic helicopter flight. There's an optional extra. But basically, as I say, if you show up, I kind of look after you from that point on, and all you got to do is buy your own lunch and the occasional coffee, and you're right.
Nice. That sounds pretty cool. Let it all go. Just show up. I like that.
Exactly.
I like that a lot.
Precisely.
Now, of course, this isn't the only tour that you're running. You're running some more this year and next year and the year after. You've even announced 2028 tours. That's a bit obnoxious, don't you think, Rich? Don't you think, mate? I think it's a bit obnoxious. No,
I don't know what I'm doing next week.
Hey, I know. It's booking 2028.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
And that has been my problem. I was much the same. It just it was difficult to get organised so far in advance, but at the same time, customers and guests need time to be able to plan and sort out their own lives with holidays or whatever they need. For those who are lucky retired,
that's true.
Doesn't matter so much, but for everybody else who's working, you got to plan ahead. So I've sort of reversed it a little bit and launched tours for 2027 and 2028.
Yep.
A lot more in 2028 because I'll just have more time in my hands then to be able to do all these tours. But I've also just changed my tactic with this as well. And not so much changing the tactic, it's just a case of I've just revised the process that I'm doing with these tours in the future. So when having to make a full booking on the tour with a deposit and that sort of stuff, what you can do is just give an expression of interest. So if you look at any of these tours and one of the grabs you and think, yeah, gee, I'd like to do that, then you can just register an expression of interest with me. There's no charge for doing that. It's free, no deposit required, no nothing. And once I finalise a tour, because I'll be brutally honest, I haven't actually organised some of these yet, but they're to places that I go regularly, so it's very straightforward now for me to just organise one fairly quickly. But if you give me an expression of interest, then what that does is once a tour is organised and I have firm dates and a firm price, then I'll contact you first and you'll get first crack at joining the tour. And if you want to, great, then you pay your deposit and we sort of, if you change your mind and you can't make it, great, no problems at all, nothing lost, no harm, no foul. So it's just sort of a way where people can kind of express their interest in joining the tours because without sounding, well, up myself, my tours do feel very fast. I'm limited in how many I can do a year. At this stage, generally only 2 to 3. And so when I announce a tour, they usually fill within 1 to 2 days. So this is sort of giving people the opportunity to get in ahead of the rest, or ahead of the pack, if you like.
Yep.
And so, you can just register your expression of interest. Once a tour is confirmed, announced, released, dates secured, price settled, all that sort of thing, then I'll let you know first before I ever talk publicly. And so you'll get first crack to join the tour.
Amazing.
And for those who might be listening on audio on their morning walk or something later on to this podcast, I'll just quickly read through them all. So there was the Victoria Sea to Salt tour that's 2026 that's available. That's the one that we just went through in detail. Norway 2026 is already booked out. Oh, sorry.
That's one I'm off. Yeah, that's in the Victoria one's in September. Yeah, Norway's that's one I'm in about 3 weeks' time, and that's all.
And then after that,
excited about that one. I got to admit.
Yeah, you should. It's an amazing opportunity.
Yeah,
and you're taking Richard along.
Yes, I am. Yes, Richard's joining me on that one. So I think, well, I know he's excited as well because as much as he does his stars, he's never actually been under the aurora. You know what I mean? Like he's seen this southern aurora, like always, like we do. So fingers crossed, we'll get a decent overhead aurora while we're up there. And the first time he's experienced that. So he's very much looking forward to it as well.
That's amazing.
Cool. And then the rest of these, so into 2027, there's Tasmania East Coast in April 2027, Victoria Salt to Sea in April 2027, and then into 2028, Tasmania East Coast again, late March, Victoria Salt to Sea, late April, New Zealand South Island, mid-September 2028, Norway early October 2028. And they're all on Levin's website, review.photography.
I know that that's work for you, but it must be hard not to be excited about going on a photography experience, even though you're doing all the hard yards. You know, you're organizing, you've got to worry about everybody. Do you still get a buzz about the future travel prospect?
Absolutely. Yeah, look, I know it sounds crazy. I shouldn't, but I actually really enjoy doing them. I really do. They're just good fun. I've made so many friends out of it. I really have. And in fact, I was just one of the guys, a fellow by the name of Manjul, he's up in Sydney, and he came with me down to Tassie, and he's also coming to Norway with us. So, and for those, I probably shouldn't, on the quiet, but people who come and join the tour, I give them a little cup, a coffee cup. It's a mug, really good sort of stuff. That way at night when we're out taking Astro, I can give them a coffee and a tea or a soup or whatever, and it just sort of kicks everybody along and spurs them on for the night. Anyway, so I just finished sending him his second cup, And when he did his expression of interest today, and in the bottom of that he said, "And I expect a third cup." And as I said to him, 3 mugs and you're out, mate. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's very sweet.
So honestly, I make lots of friends out of this, and I just really enjoy doing it. I honestly do. Yeah. To me, it's the hard work is in the planning. The fun is when you're actually running it. That's the fun bit, and that's what I enjoy the most. So really do enjoy it.
Oh, that's really cool. That's very cool. So, folks, you've heard it here first, obviously. Lots of tours on offer on Levin's website. If you head to rareview.photography.com, is that right?
No, just .photography.
Just rareview.
Oh, rareview.photography. Sorry, my bad. Anyway, Justin's dropped a link in the chat. It'll also be in the comments. Go check it out. And if it's something that you think, well, look, maybe I can work towards that. 2028, you've got a couple of years to plan and save, and beef up your lens kit, because you always need new lenses when you go on holidays.
Exactly, it's a good excuse.
Yeah. Put in your expression of interest and find out what it's all about.
Yeah, I think if I was going on one of your trips, Levin, I'd have to buy that new Canon 14mm 1.4 probably. I couldn't help myself.
Don't hold back, Justin. Go for it.
Yeah. You only live once, Jay. Just go for it.
Oh, look.
Oh, there we go.
It's Mangel. I heard my name, and Levin honestly is a great bloke. Do his tour. You will not be disappointed. How good is that?
Yeah.
Jesus, thanks for coming. Are you stalking me or what?
I know, it might be. He's after more mugs.
Like hang on, Levin. This isn't a burner account you've set up to comment while you're on your own show. Just like, oh, he's I'll tell you this story about this one guy.
Checks in the mail.
Yeah, nice. Wonderful.
No,
all right.
He's a great, nice guy.
Very cool. Very cool indeed.
I've also just to finish off, I've also completely revamped my processing for. When customers make a booking and that sort of stuff, it's all now centralized in one spot with internet access and the whole deal. So it's sped up the whole process a lot easier now. So payment gateways a lot easier, the whole deal. So nice. So it's just the other thing I've been doing for the last couple of months when I've got nothing else to do. But
Yep.
Nice.
Customer experience is everything.
Exactly.
Justin's taught me.
Yeah, that's what we do.
It's what we do.
It's what we do.
All right.
Should we go to
That's
the
enough
news?
about Levin. Let's talk some news.
I'm done.
Play the jingle.
Play the jingle. Hang on, I better make sure I'm on the right screen. Yep.
And it's the time for the Camera Life news. There's lots going on. So every week I sit down with a fresh coffee first thing Monday morning. I know it's the worst time to do it, but I scan all of the websites, the rumor sites, the news sites, all of them, and I gather the news. And if you thought last week had a lot of lens announcements, wait till you get a load of what's going on this week. So, of course, we are a week, actually it's this week, I think, at the end of this week, CP Plus, which is a huge trade show that's held in Yokohama in Japan every year now, it seems. And more often than not, CP Plus is all about celebrating new lens releases. And so all the brands jump on board because they don't want to be outdone. But also we see a lot of new brands or smaller brands pushing forward with bolder and bolder lens options. And CP Plus seems to be the place to do it. In years gone by, it used to be that, what was the big one they used to have in Germany? Photokina?
Photokina, yeah.
That was pre-COVID, wasn't it? I think
I don't think it ever come back after COVID, I don't think. Unless they did one, but yeah.
Yeah. And of course, we stopped having trade shows here in Australia years ago, which was terrible. But other brands are starting to bring them back, which is great. But anyway, so lots of news to talk, lots of lenses to celebrate and announce today. I won't go into all of them because there's a bloody lot, for every system. Leica are getting replicas made of their old lenses by third-party brands. We've got TT Artisans, we've got 7 Artisans, Tamron, Sigma. Who else?
Well, should we start with Tamron?
Let's start with Tamron because we like Tamron.
The one that, hang on, can't have that on Sony Alpha rumors. I'll pull it up somewhere else. Hang on, where is it?
The new Tamron lens?
Yeah, the Tamron. So this was the one that I believe Glenn Lavender hinted at while he was on our show.
He did. He didn't reveal anything.
He didn't reveal anything. He's not getting in trouble. But he said Where are we? He said there's a lens coming and he was going to take it on his next tour, I think he said. And this is it, the 35 to 100 2.8. So it was only rumored last week, I'm pretty sure. And then it came out. Is that right? Or have we already talked about it? I'm
no, it had been rumored.
It was rumored.
But no one really knew what the focal range was going to be because I don't think people quite believed that a 35 to 100 would work.
Well, I mean, because they've already got a 35 to 150.
Yeah.
But this was sort of like, it was a bit weird, but it makes sense because I was like, it's got to be lighter. If they're going to do it, it's got to be way lighter than the 35 to 150. And it is.
Yeah.
Whether it's a bit of an odd duck in terms of who's going to want this lens, because it's not quite wide enough for most people to be a one and done lens, I don't think. But if it is wide enough, if 35 is as wide as you like to shoot, especially like while you're traveling or whatever, it'd be a pretty good one and done lens. If you lean more towards the slightly telephoto, more, some portraits and things like that, but then just back to 35 for your wide, be a pretty good all rounder.
I think it'd be a good travel lens.
Yeah,
sorry,
exactly.
Levin.
Just what I was going to say. No, I was agreeing with you. Yeah, I think if you're sort of traveling and you're interested in people and culture and that sort of stuff, it's probably a good range for that because it's one lens that would cover 90% of the sort of stuff you do.
Yeah.
As opposed to wide angle landscape or zooming in for bird photography, something like that. So I think for
but even 100 mils is nothing to sneeze at. Like you can still get a lot of tight compression out of that. Chris Nichols on Petapixel, when they did their review of it, their pre-production review, he was quite favorable for it, and he hates 35 mil, Chris Nichols, but he said this is actually a really, they were labeling it a street photography lens, which I don't agree with. I don't think this
maybe if you want to be able to do traditional street photography and also street portraits, maybe
that would work
with one lens, like if that's what you're sort of aiming for. But I don't know if it's more of a travel lens than a street photography lens. I think just a general purpose knock around travel lens. The other time I thought it could be useful is if your telephoto, if you're into birding maybe, and your telephoto tends to be a 100 to 500 or something like that with a bit of a slower aperture, because that's the nature of those longer sort of zoom lenses. This could be a good in-betweener. So you could have a 3-lens kit, a 15 to 35, this 35 to 100, and then your 100 to 500 longer lens. It would be a good way to cover that whole range, have your faster 2.8 aperture on your mid-range sort of lens, and then have your longer, 5.6 to 7.1 or whatever, 100 to 500. I don't know. It's good. Tamron are always knocking lenses out.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that they announced alongside this is the new Tamron Link, which is an accessory that pairs with the Lens Utility mobile app that they've also released. Can you jump to that article next, Jay? It's like the fourth one from the bottom. New Tamron Link.
Yeah, got it. On Nikon rumors. There we go.
So this is a little Bluetooth dongle that you plug into your Tamron lenses. Yep. And it pairs with an app, so you can actually fine tune your lens. There's a whole bunch of different things that you can tinker with. But basically you plug this in, you set up your lens, you unplug it, you put your lens on your camera, and the lens behaves exactly how you wanted it to in your app. And then if you want to change it and go back, you plug the little thing back into the base of the lens, and you change the settings on it. So you can change customizations. You can change, maybe how far your focus. Oh, how did that get in there?
Oh, just an ad.
Oh, just an ad
on Nikon rumors. Sorry about that.
Wow. Oh, you will stoop to lows. Oh, that's just
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Okay. So is that
proud of you, Justin? Proud of you.
Yeah. So all of this stuff is in their ring stopper, astrofocus lock. Interesting. It's pretty detailed. Oh, there it is again.
Oh, look, another ad.
Sorry, crazy.
This is Justin just hogging the airwaves.
I'm wondering, once you've got it set up, so it seems to be more than just a straight calibration. Is it like presets in a camera for different purposes? Is that what?
Yeah, probably. I haven't read the whole article, but yeah, and like this is a first gen. Keep in mind.
Fair enough.
Was it Tamron that always had a USB?
I was going to say they've had a dock for a long time, various different. So it used to be a dock that I think was actually a mount that you had to connect.
Yeah,
and then they went to USB like plug in, and then I'm guessing this is just the way to go to the next step where you can just use your phone to do it instead of having to plug it into your computer or whatever. And so I'm assuming there's quite a few lenses that already have this USB-C, but I don't know how far back that goes because it used to be a dock, the Tamron dock. I can't remember what it was called.
Wasn't it like the base cap of the lens? It was kind of beefier, and it had a port.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
but I think it's clever. I think it's really clever.
Yeah, it's just my understanding. Look, it might have changed the reason, but my understanding years ago was that it was just to do the very fine calibration of your lens for your camera. But they seem to be moving. In other words, once it's set, that's it. It's done. But this seems to be moving a little bit beyond that, maybe.
Yeah. Well,
Brucey
I mean, it's
says,
sorry,
I was just saying, Brucey says Sigma's done it for ages. I'm trying to remember whether I had a Tamron or a Sigma one. I think I had a Tamron one.
Yeah.
So I wonder if Sigma's done this thing for like app USB thing for ages. I actually haven't heard of it, but maybe I'm behind.
I think like early days it was just off PC.
Yeah.
You could only plug it into your computer and download firmware. Like for firmware updates and stuff like that, it made it maybe quicker in some ways, but not in others. But I think this is just a great step because I think then we're just one step away from them. All cameras have Bluetooth now, right? You know, it's just one step away from allowing your camera, although this may not work with third party, but allowing your camera to, to offer that calibration options for your lenses.
Yeah.
You know, it's just firmware and software, isn't it, really? So, yeah.
Tintype Man says something else to lose. Solid take. It is small. And just going back to the lenses, a few people say Rick Nelson said the 35 to 100 is just another lens paving the way to the 24 to 200 2.8 Dream lens. Yeah, it is. That's what we're all waiting for.
Inching towards it.
Yeah, so close. David Skinner agrees. He agrees with Petapixel that it's the street lens across the street for candid stuff without being imposing. Yeah,
that's true.
And it depends on the style of street photography.
Yeah,
which is
it's wrong, but yes, it's a style.
It's wrong. You must shoot primes only.
No, I'm joking. David Skinner's got quite a good eye for street. I've been on a couple of walks with him.
Okay, what next?
Sigma. There's a 15mm f1.4 that's been leaked. Rumored,
we talked about that last week, I think.
Did we?
Yeah, but maybe this is an update because this is a new article.
This is a newer article, but
it's a new image. So last week it mustn't have been a new image.
And this is for APS-C, and I think for Sony as well.
Yeah, because last week I thought it was full frame, but no, it is APS-C. So
all right,
cool.
There's another leaked Sigma lens, a 35 f1.4 DG Mark II art lens is also on the cards apparently. So there's a couple of images out. There's a 7 Artisans. I won't bring them all up, Justin.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a 7 Artisans 135mm FE. E-mount lens with autofocus 1.8. We talked about the Tamron. Samyang at CP Plus will also display 2 different variants of a 300mm FE primes. I don't know why they're doing 2 different ones. That's a bit weird, but we'll find out more about that and get back to you. Voigtlander have just dropped a 40mm f2 for Z mount. And there's a brand which I'd never heard of. It's called Mandler, Mandler. They've released a 35 f2 for M mount, and that is the one that I was talking about earlier. It's a complete reproduction of the optical formula of the original Leica Summicron 35 f2. So yeah,
okay, crazy. And it's only then next week's going to be crazier because CP Plus only happens this weekend basically, so it's just about to start.
Yeah. So these are teasers. These leaked images, I'm sure they're purposefully let out.
Probably.
Yeah, I was just going to suggest exactly that, actually.
Yeah. Because the timing. And we were just about to announce it. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Before we go to the final, what I think is probably the final rumor, which we haven't mentioned yet, the big Canon rumor that's been floating around. Samantha Olsen says, did you know that CreativeLive was bought out and is returning under a new name? I did, and I did want to talk about that update. I forgot to put it on our running sheet. So we've talked about it a few times. So CreativeLive basically got shut down, wasn't profitable or whatever. It was going to just get turned off. Someone bought it, and it's actually resuming its first new classes now, basically. There are new classes starting to happen on CreativeLive now from the new owners. New awesome. Live streams, I think, first, and then there'll be more courses and things starting to roll out. So if that was something that you were into, I know I binged tons of stuff on CreativeLive over the years. It would be worth going back. I don't know if now's the time to jump in and what their offerings are, whether they've got all access memberships again, or if it's course by course, or what they're doing. I haven't looked into the pricing or anything like that. But certainly it would be worth having a look and seeing. They had some big names. Let me see if I can find it. Have a look on. Here we go. It's a Petapixel article. CreativeLive is back with new classes. The Rise, Fall, and Rise Again. So basically they're saying, where are the lists of people that they're going to have on? Come on. Oh, here we go. The announcement listed several instructors participating in the relaunch, including Jared Platt, Mark Wallace, Lisa Carney, Karen Alsop, Andrew Scrivani, Pi Jersa, and others across photo and video disciplines. So yeah, it's happening. It's coming back.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Well,
so
that's
good
great.
to see. It was a shame that it was going to just disappear. So
yeah,
I'm glad someone's taken up the reins and is putting some money and effort behind it to get it back on track.
Yeah, very cool. Let's talk Canon, and let's talk about our good friend Jeff Cable, who was a guest on our show. What would it have been? Sort of midway through last year, pre-BFOP?
I can't remember, but yeah.
I can't either. I should have looked that up. Anyway, so Jeff Cable is he is a photographer for Team USA Olympics team. Huge ice hockey fan. Kind of started off shooting his local ice hockey. What is it? What is ice hockey? Is it a field? Is it a rink? What is it?
Rink.
It's a rink. Thank you.
We'll go for rink.
That.
It's a rink.
We'll go for rink. And then he picked up this gig as a sports photographer. His day job is shooting, parties and events and bar mitzvahs in San Francisco. And every couple of years, he packs all his Canon gear up, and heads off to wherever the Olympics, whether it's the summer or the Winter Olympics, are being held. And he's there to photograph Team USA. And this year, he did a lot of stuff, more so at the rink for the hockey and ice skating and things like that than he did sort of traveling to other venues. Because I remember when he spoke to us, when he was in Paris for the last Olympics, he was spending so much time on public transport because Paris is such a big city. Some of the events were hours away from the main sort of Olympic area. So yeah, I'm sure he's pretty pleased to do less traveling this time. But it seems that our friend Jeff is at the center of a potential rumor scandal. Do you want to bring this one up, Justin? It's quite funny.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yes. So is it this one? Yeah. The R3 Mark II rumor.
So just to provide a little bit of context. So Canon photographers have access. These, high-end Canon photographers, when they go to an Olympics, they basically have a Canon store or a storeroom where they can go and borrow whatever gear they need or want for the day. Now, Jeff takes all of his own gear over, but I did notice early on in the piece, he had the new 7-14, not long after it had been announced, and while he was at the Olympics. So he gets all of this gear, and Jeff does a regular blog on his own website. I don't know where he finds the time, but he also does a lot of behind the scenes, what he's doing for the day, just interesting little video reels that he puts on his socials. And some potentially keen-eyed viewer has looked at one of his videos and believed that he may have revealed a Canon R3 Mark II. it's a very thin thread from rumor to reality. I don't see it myself, but so basically he did a behind the scenes where you could see all of this camera gear that was available to them. It was just, R3s, R5.2s, R1s, and then just racks and racks and racks of lenses. Justin's playground, basically. And
right.
And someone paused the video
earlier today. And it's
you did,
amazing.
Isn't it incredible what they have access
to? Staggering how much gear they had there. And I'd hate to do the maths on the value of it. Like there'd be hundreds
and the insurance.
of dollars worth of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that as well.
Yeah. But I mean, every Olympics, they tend to give pro photographers new or pre-production gear. I think it might have been Jeff who told us that he had something else before it had been released, and he had to be careful with who could see it because he's standing in a pit with a bunch of other photographers who know cameras, and so he couldn't.
Remember that?
Yeah,
he's had that many times. Yeah, where he's testing gear at the Olympics.
Anyway, to learn more about Jeff, you can go to his socials or his website. It's just Jeff Cable Photography. He's very proud of Team USA. There was one of his last clips was when the USA women's ice hockey team won. And there's a camera pan of the rink, and you can see Jeff down in the bottom corner go, yes, like this against the window with his big camera. It was pretty cool. He's a very passionate hockey lover. But
he was such an interesting guy too. On your interview, when you did do it, he was just riveting to listen to. He's
wasn't
so much, and he was just such an interesting guy. And then you combine that with the photography and sort of stuff that he does, and it was a very, very, really good interview, but just an exceptional sort of guy to listen to.
He is, and he does news segments. He does a lot of interviews. I think ours was kind of like one of the only sort of live sit-down podcast interviews for that duration. So we'll take that credit. But if you want to see more about that, go back and have a look on the Camera Life Podcast YouTube channel, and you'll find the episode where we interviewed Jeff Cable. But also have a look at the Lucky Straps website on the blog page. There is a blog there where we talk about his time on the show, so you can check that out as well.
All right, I was just going to say we've really teased people with this rumor. Sorry. We haven't told them what the rumor is. We just told them about Jeff Cable. So basically, I think it spurred from this. I think that the things people notice that there's 2 racks of R1s. Unless I'm missing something here, in the picture there's two shelves of Canon R1s, which is their flagship sports camera. It's going to be the most used camera at the Olympics, other than probably the R5 Mark II as well. And I think because there's been rumors of an R3 Mark II circulating, people assumed that potentially they've put the R3 Mark II internals into an R1 body as a prototype to get tested at the Olympics. And that's why it's got a different label, R1, with this little FV120 or whatever. I think someone's done some analysis on this photo. And I don't know. That makes no sense to me. I think if they were going to label it something, they would just label it what it is or keep it hidden. If you have 3 prototype R3 Mark IIs, you'd probably just have them in a case that can't get photographed or something and just hand them out to the 1 or 2 photographers that are going to actually test the new camera. Because this looks like a shelf that they're going to be passing these out to anyone that needs a spare body or whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing that was weird is, where is it? The actual, so I think that was kind of debunked. But there's these specs floating around from a Weibo account called Camera Beta. And they're saying that, hang on, the R3 Mark II may support dual resolution. And it's been unveiled at the Milan Winter Olympics. It's not as high resolution. It's not as high resolution, but a more experimental product. That doesn't make any sense. The new machine supports switching between 2 native resolutions of 54 million pixels and 24 million pixels, respectively. So you can get 40 shots per second at full resolution, 90 shots per second at 24 million pixels. That's what it's saying. This is a rumor, though, on a Weibo account, unsubstantiated. It uses an enhanced Bayer array to pass through adjacent images in 24 million pixel mode, ! The combination of elements increases the sensitivity by about 80% compared to the EOS R3 and combines 3 original ISO technologies to achieve a top-notch high perceptual performance something. I don't know. Look, to me, it sounds very, very unlikely that they would release a better camera than the R1 in the R3 Mark II. It just doesn't make sense. The R1's the flagship.
They're planning on doing an R1 Mark II as well. But it's too soon, surely.
Well, then it would be just the R1 Mark II. And I could understand if the R3 Mark II was going to be anything, it would be, I know. Sorry, Randy Len. I know I should get an ad blocker. It's like they just hit me. These rumors sites have so many ads on them. Yeah, look at this holy ads. It's insane. Thanks for joining us, though. Appreciate you having here. But yeah, I hate bringing up the rumors, any of the rumors ones. That's why if it's a new lens, I'll be like, all right, I got to find it on the actual lens website because they're getting outrageous. No one even clicks on them. Some of them are ours, and I'm like,
they're
I wish
annoying
our ad wasn't there. It's annoying. Anyway,
all right.
Tid Type Man says Canon have had a great week. Not only the Olympics, but the Andrew photo was shot on a Canon as well. Is that a Prince Andrew? What photo?
Well, the artist formerly known as Prince Andrew. Yeah.
The one where they snapped him in the back of the car.
Have you seen? Did they went into the Louvre? Someone printed it and put it in a frame and used like double-sided tape or whatever, and they stuck it to the wall in the Louvre while no one was looking, with a little plaque under it saying something about a P file. So,
really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Too far.
Out of control.
Maybe not in the Louvre. Keep that stuff out of the Louvre.
Yeah, keep it classy, people.
I reckon that journalist has made his lifetime worth of income in that one photo, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
As bad as a photo as is, but it's got the traction.
Yeah, it's a shocker, isn't it?
Oh, terrible.
But
that's the point of it, I think.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Any other news?
No news per se. There is an article there about Canon's use of lens correction, which we touched on last week.
Yes.
But it's not the sort of article that has some punchy headlines. I say just go out and read it. It is called, where did I see it? Now I can't bloody find it.
It's in there somewhere. But
love it or hate it, I think it was.
Yeah, digital correction.
Love it or hate it. Yeah, digital corrections are here to stay. It's on Canon Rumors. If you want to go and have a read of that, it's just an opinion piece, but it's interesting because it is something we've been discussing as a group.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've touched on it a fair bit, and I'm assuming it's a similar opinion to what we come at it with. It's like, this is the tech that they're proceeding with. It is working. It's not what everyone wants. And, there are other options around if that's not what you're into, but it helps make lenses smaller, lighter, cheaper for what they're giving us. So, no, not necessarily better, but heavier.
Well, they might think it is.
I look at it from the point of view of we've come way past the pinhole camera, so what's wrong with a bit of technology to help? But it hasn't gone so far as to be AI, as in AI-generated image, that sort of stuff. It hasn't gone that far. So, so to me, it's just a nice progression of technology, but still you still put your own artistic effort into it, if you know what I mean. So Oregon's fine.
We won't go too deep into it, but there was another article about actually it was on Petapixel about that exact thing, in another opinion article called "The First Mainstream Manufacturer to Put AI in a Camera Will Regret It."
I saw that.
And it's like they're basically saying it is going to happen because there will be a product manager / marketing team that are like, this is going to sell cameras. Someone's going to take the plunge and go for it. And this opinion of the article, go and read it. Jaron Snyder wrote it. He's one of the guys on the Petapixel podcast and obviously part of the Petapixel team. And he was, the article is basically saying like it's going to be a huge blow to that camera company that decides to go for it, and they're going to lose people because of it, because photographers don't want it.
Yeah.
Photographers are happy with some tools and editing and things like that, but as soon as the camera's just creating shit out of thin air that wasn't there to start with, we start thinking, well, what are we even doing?
Yeah. Especially if they introduce like in-camera object removal, something like that, you know, where there's a bit in the background.
What about object generation? What about, there's no bins, but I want one.
Yeah, I want a bin. And a bin chicken.
And a bigger bin. Yeah. With a dragon in it.
Yeah.
That actually sounds fun. I might buy one. It comes out.
There's a market for you, Justin.
Yeah, I know, Joe. There's another business opportunity just waiting to be plucked. Before we jump into our next segment, which is EDC cameras, I just want to read out, we won't jump into them, but I just want to read out a couple of watch-worthy YouTube videos that are worth checking out from our friends here at the CreativeLive podcast. Brett Wood, who we have had on the show, he last week, actually, I think it was Monday evening last week when we were live doing this, he dropped a video on his time in Iceland. It's a cinematic piece that he's put together. It goes for about 20 minutes, I think, and it's just basically all about his landscape photography, beautiful cinematic, you know, images and video of Iceland. So definitely check it out. That's on Brett Wood's channel.
It's a really nice video. Yeah,
isn't it? It's great,
and it's lovely. Yeah,
and it's not overdone.
No, not at all. And I think one of the best things about it, and I know this is going to come out the wrong way, and I really don't mean it this way. But he didn't talk. There's no there's no dialogue. There's no nothing. It's just all beautiful vision, nicely edited with a nice bit of music, and it's lovely. Yeah, I think
it just let the imagery dialogue. Speak.
Yeah. I think if there'd been dialogue and a description and everything behind it, it would have made it worse. But it's actually really lovely video. Yeah.
So
10 out of 10 to him. Yeah.
You've heard it here. Levin recommends it. Greg Carrick has put out a video about why you're so serious. Are you having fun with your camera yet? And I think that's a great topic about photography. But don't take it too seriously. Just get out and shoot. Just go look for light. Smile. Be happy. Enjoy it. So Greg Carrick is up to his old tricks, which is great. Over on Get the Shot, our friends at Tamron Australia, Joe Orchard, who we had on the show here a couple of weeks ago, he interviews our upcoming guest. He got in before us, Craig Wetchen, over on their channel. He had a chat to Craig about us. I know he did completely. We invited him onto our show. You know, we gave him a seat at the big table, and look what he did.
I have a feeling he got onto Craig probably before us, but anyway. Didn't they? He said he'd record it. He had 5 or 6 in the can already, ready to release. Yeah,
he did.
Anyway,
he had a bit of content. So go check out Get the Shot over on Tamron Australia's YouTube channel, and check out our good friend Craig Wetchen. But also some of our other past guests have been on there as well. So definitely go check that out. And finally, perfect timing. Richard Taddy put out a video called "Fire in the Sky: Milky Way at Longer Focal Lengths." And that's a recent one from Richard. So I suggest you guys all head over, not now, later, head over and check out some of that work.
Yeah.
But that's it for this week's news.
Very cool. Bruce is getting on a plane. Safe travels, Bruce. Fly safe.
Yeah. Be safe, buddy.
Oh, and Tony's donated $2.99 towards you getting a bin chicken, Greg. Your own bin chicken.
I don't know what form that will take, but thank you, Tony. I really appreciate your generosity once again.
He's nice like that.
He is.
Oh, and Jason Rogers is here. Phil Thompson's here. Oh, everyone's coming in. Very cool.
Oh, wow. All right. Let's talk EDC.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I don't like EDC cameras.
Oh, here we go.
I've bought a few. I love the idea of it.
I've been set up for this bit.
Whenever anyone says, like, I take my camera everywhere with me, I'm like, I want to do that. But I never end up doing it. And I don't know what it is. The closest
because you carry Canons.
No, I've had a little Sony RX100. I tried that. Didn't really like the image quality. Didn't like how hard it was to shoot with. It just wasn't very comfortable. Sorry. Felicity Johnson says, what are EDC cameras? Everyday carry cameras. So it's kind of like you either you happy with your big camera or most people end up buying a smaller camera that's small enough to fit in a pocket or a small bag or something like that, and they just take it everywhere. They take it to get coffee, or they take it on a giant plane when they fly cool places. It's just their everyday carry camera.
Yep.
And I really
used to be
want
called compact cameras.
Yeah, a compact camera.
Compact camera. Yeah.
But in the photography world, it's like one that's good enough that we're happy with the image quality. You know, it's like we're kind of chasing this thing where you don't see the image and go, oh, I wish I'd just used my big camera, you know? And there are ones that do it. So you've recently bought one, Levin. What did you get?
Is it too early for what's in the box?
No,
Never.
Let's what's in the box.
God.
What's in the box? Yeah. To be honest, I've had this about 3 weeks now, but I thought I'd replicate Greg with his lens a few weeks ago and do a box.
Yeah, let's do it.
So with my flying, I do some photography from the flight deck. I'll answer more later about how safe it is. It's no problem, so I'll kill that cat straight away. But
I've never heard that saying. I was going to say, hopefully not in a plane crash.
Nah, sure, yeah, hopefully, yeah, indeed, yeah. But look, over the years, I have. So if I'm jumping in too early here with this, guy, stop me, please, because I'm not too sure when you had this planned. But look, I see lots of things that most people don't see. Or it's a very unique position that I'm in, and you do see some quite unique and amazing stuff. So over the years, I have tried lots of different rigs and cameras and all sorts of things to try and photograph it. And look, it's everything from thunderstorms to nice sunsets to sunsets when the light is on top of the cloud, not under the cloud, just stuff like that. And the problem has been over the years that the original cameras I had, like the Sony A7R Mark II. Oh, whoops, hang on. I think my computer just went to sleep for a second. The A7R Mark II and stuff like that. Big, bulky, you need big brackets to try and hold it, and very awkward to use. And as time went on, security gets a bit itchy when you walk through with, big long brackets and clamps and connectors and that sort of stuff. Early days I didn't mind, but these days, the little warriors get a bit uptight about it. But so then I went to the other part of a DJI Pocket, the original Pocket, and then the Pocket 2, and then the Pocket 3. And they're, I've got to say, really, really good as a general sort of thing, and particularly for time-lapse if I want to capture it, or video, that sort of stuff. But during the day, at night time, the camera just can't really compete, and certainly no capability at all to do a single frame with the DJI. Just can't cope with it.
So you mean the little gimbal one, the Pocket?
Yeah. The little just behind me. If I want to wait half a second, just to show you.
Sure. Yeah. While you get that, I forgot, Greg. That was something I was going to put on the thing, and then I couldn't find the actual article that I originally found. But there's a rumor of a DJI Osmo Pocket 4, because we're on the 3 at the moment, and it's been pictured.
Go on. Sorry.
No, yeah, the 3's been out for a little while, and it's become super popular with YouTube vloggers, and especially people that aren't video makers. They're just, like sports people and stuff that are vlogging have bought these because they take great video with very little effort. That one that Levin's got. You just flick it open. I've got one.
So you just flip it around like that, turns on.
Yeah,
it's pretty clever.
Camera pops in, and and you can do selfies or whatever. And look, there's no doubt it's more designed for video than for stills. There's no doubt of that. But it is gyro stabilized, so as you rotate it around, so I'm just trying to get it in the right spot there, and so it all it keeps the camera level, and it actually does a really good job in the stabilized mode. There's no doubt about it. So I just mount this to a suction cup with a little clamp onto the window, and I can use that to do create snaps or videos, slow-mo videos, or whatever I want. And as I say, for the most, it does a really good job, and also very good for just general vlogging sort of style and all that sort of stuff. So good little unit. during the daytime. And that's the problem. Once you get to night, look, in a bright lit city, they're still pretty good, not too bad. But the moment you get anywhere dark, it just falls over. It just can't cope anymore. So
well, you'll be happy to know, Levin, you'll be happy to know that the rumoured Osmo Pocket 4 is going to light up the night with its new feature of a little like pop-up LED light. This is the picture. Yeah, the rumoured picture. And apparently, it's got a little pop-up like LED arm thing that comes up off the back of the gimbal and just will point an LED light at you. So from what I can tell, I don't think they've been able to increase the sensor size or anything like that to really boost up the, high ISO noise reduction. And it's actually pretty good for video. It's okay, considering how tiny it is. So I think they've just added this little fill LED light for people to be able to vlog in nighttime situations.
So it sort of sits on top there, you sort of think you're
it comes,
this lights up your face.
Exactly. Yeah. It comes off the back of the gimbal arm. It doesn't sit on the actual camera part. It sits off the back of the gimbal arm.
So it's like,
yeah. And then it's just this little light. Yeah. I was going to try and find it to bring it up, but I couldn't find the leaked image that was circulating.
Yeah, right. Because I'm thinking, gee, if they're trying to light up the scene, good luck with that.
It's just a face. Just a face. It's just a little vlogging accessory. Yeah.
Yeah. And look, that's kind of makes sense because it's certainly what they're designed for. There's no doubt about it. That's what they're meant to be for. Yeah.
Yeah.
So great little unit. I actually love it. And it's awesome for doing your creating little YouTube videos and that sort of stuff. It'll do it in 4K. So it's even got a little microphone built in, or you can buy a separate DJI mic that Bluetooth connects to it, and you wear the lapel on your
that's
shirt.
What I use.
And so good little unit. They really are. They're very, very happy with them, and not too expensive. I've got to be careful how I say that, but if the unit itself, I think they come in at about $600. By the time you sort of get the kit with the extra battery and that sort of stuff, they come in around about $1,000 for the number 3 or the Mark 3. But as I say, so on the scheme of things, not a bad price. Let's put it that way.
That's pretty good these days. You think about if you were going to buy a camera and lens to do a similar job, you're not going to get that for under $1,000.
Yeah, basically every action camera is between 700 and 1,000 now. Yeah. I mean, some of them you might get for 500, but like anything that's doing a decent job of video is in that range. Unfortunately, it's sort of just where it is now.
Yeah. So I tried a GoPro for a little while, but they're not gyro stabilized. I got digital stabilization, and just hopeless. Yeah, no good. Yeah. Anyway, so I moved on. I nearly missed it. The unboxing.
Yes, very nice. Hang on, let me make you. I'll make you bigger.
No, not me.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Now you're bigger. All right, show us what you
got. So I ended up getting what I'm trying to achieve is to be able to take a decent image at night from the flight deck, effectively. And so I needed a camera that had good low light performance, manual settings and all that sort of stuff as well. And I did a fair bit of research, and believe it or not, it kind of all led to this fella here called a ZV-1. Now, they're actually a 5-year-old camera. They're not new at all. They've been out for ages. But the reason that it attracted me so much, and so I forgot to do the unboxing. Ooh, there we go. How's that? Throw that away. Lots of oohs and ahs, exactly. Yeah. So there's a little number there. And the reason that I chose this one was twofold, I think. Firstly, I am a Sony gig with. I've had A7R Mark whatevers for most of my certainly in the last 10 years anyway. Started with the Mark II and up to the Mark V now. And so it's a very similar operating system and menu system. So therefore, I was very familiar with the way it operated and all the rest of it. And the other reason I bought it is because, a bit hard to read, but it's a f1.8 lens. And this is the reason I actually went for the ZV-1. They bought out quite a few variations up. They got the Mark II, and then they got all different models of this sort of thing. But all the lenses after that tended to be f4, and for the low light sort of characteristics that I need, it's just not going to cut it. Just no way.
Yeah.
So this little unit, it's got a 1-inch sensor, an f1.8 lens. It's all buttons. There's virtually, sorry, I'm trying to do it right. There's virtually not a dial on it anywhere. There's the zoom lever at the front, but everything else is buttons. And even on the back, it's got the standard sort of Sony there. Bit hard to find in the dark because they're not raised above the rest of the camera. So you got your finger on the button, but you just don't know it. But anyway, I'll get used to that eventually. And it's got it's actually a vlogger camera designed for vlogging. So as a result, it's got a flip out screen and it turns on automatically. And then when you spin it around, if you're doing your sort of own vlogging, you can flip the screen that way. So you can kind of see yourself as you're doing it if you're really keen. So I bought this little fellow about 3 weeks ago, and so far very happy with it. It's pretty well doing the job. It's got a sensor in it, and it's got most of the features that my Sony R5's got. It's quite surprising. It's even got bright monitoring. So in a dark situation where you just want to see what the hell's out there, just assign it to a bottom one there, and you hit that, and the electronic view screen just gets brighter and brighter and brighter as time goes on. It's like my the later Nikons do it, but Sony did it first with it was the 4 and on they started doing it. So even though it's got a 5-year-old camera, it's actually got the latest features in it, and it's not missing much from what my R5 has. So far happy with it. Still experimenting with it though. There's no doubt of that. Learning new things about it. But anyway, so that's my new little, what you call it?
EDC camera.
EDC, thank you. Yeah. So I feel part of the team now.
Yeah. Well, Justin doesn't have one though. I do.
No, I don't have one. You've got your.
Oh, it's the Fujifilm X70. I saw a rumor today that they're working on an X80, and I don't know if it's true.
Ooh. Well, if they do, I might look at that. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'd want in an EDC camera. Actually, I'll think about it. Let me pull up a couple of comments because there's some great names in the chat. Richard Grenfell from Richard. You guys might recognize from Thursday's show. Thanks, Richard, for joining us again. It was an epic interview. If anyone hasn't seen it, go back and have a listen to that. Full of business wisdom, but also just how to make happy clients with photography. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. The people jumping in the chat that have worked with Richard at his studio, Thrive. It was crazy. Anyway, Richard says, I've got one of those Insta360 Go Ultras. I use it for behind the scenes in the studio and also talking to camera videos that I send to clients because Samantha Olsen also has a Go Ultra and an Osmo Pocket 3 for an upcoming trip to Japan.
Oh, whatever.
Sorry, Greg.
Hate you so
And so Go Ultras, they're those little tiny ones. I've been keeping an eye on one of those. That's video only. That's not for, I mean, you can take photos with it, but it's not for taking photos. It's for it's filming, just life. But look who else is in the chat. Brett Wood. What's up? Long time no see.
Oh, he found us.
Didn't know this show existed, fellas. Leech to Leech just told me about it. Well, good to see you. Yeah, this is our Monday night show where we just do whatever.
We were just talking about you a minute ago in your video.
Yeah. Nice video, Brett. Nice video.
Oh, there you go.
Very
Justin
cool.
hasn't watched it. I have.
I actually haven't watched it. No, I haven't seen it pop up on my thing. There's what I did pop up that I want to watch, but I just haven't had a chance to have that much time is Thomas Heaton, I think, has done one where he drives up to the Arctic Circle from the UK in his like camper because he's a landscape photographer, and it's like an hour and 20 minutes or something. And I'm like, I think I'd like to watch this, but that's a commitment. That's a movie.
That's amazing. Yeah.
I haven't had time to sit down.
Well, you should talk with your 2-hour podcast and shows on this. Come on.
Exactly. I don't know how anyone has time to listen to us. It's crazy. Yeah. We appreciate every minute that you guys spend listening to us yammer on. But I'll definitely get onto Brett's first. I think that's got to be the priority. Okay. Should we have a look at a couple of your photos? So the photos that you sent, Levin, are they with this camera, taken with this camera, or are they taken with a variety of cameras?
A variety of cameras. Yeah, as I say, I've only had this one about 3 weeks, and I'm still experimenting with it. Although I did shoot a time lapse at a departure out of Sydney and arrival into Avalon. I don't know if I.
Yep,
I think
I've got it.
That through to
I'll pull that one up.
That's in there.
Yeah. Look, I shot that on the new ZV-1. So yeah, that was sort of. In fact, it was pretty well the first shoot. Yeah, there we are in Sydney.
Let's play this one first. Talk us through. What are we seeing?
Well, push back from Sydney, get towed up, then the tow disconnects. We just got to wait for a clearance to taxi, and away we go. It's a very long taxi in Sydney with this one. We go down to runway 34 right. And, there we go. Get out, and off we go. Yahoo.
Whoa. So fast.
Hello.
Yeah. No, it happens in a hurry. It's Wollongong. So just heading over the lights of Wollongong. Now I cut it, and now we're on descent into Melbourne, but we're actually heading to Avalon. But I did this because we overfly Melbourne, and really clear night, lots of lights, so it was good.
Yeah, it looks great.
We got high, so it's got a few jitters, but it's not the camera, it's the aeroplane. We got stepped down below an aircraft below us. And now turning left, lining up with the runway in Avalon.
Headlights on.
Landed. Headlights on, gorgeous touchdown, perfect landing.
Oh, look at that! And then, your son would be proud.
And then we came off the taxiway and had to stop because all the taxiway lights had failed. So the runway lights were on, but the taxiway lights weren't. So we ended up having to wait about 5 minutes for the follow me car to come down. And
so you get stuck at airports too. It's not just us passengers.
Yeah, probably more so. Yeah, so that was all done on the ZV, just in the intervalometer mode or the interval mode, just taking a shot. I think it was a 1 second shot every 2 seconds, something like that. Okay. Then joined all together as a time lapse video in LR time lapse later on. So.
And how are you mounting that in the flight deck, as you call it? Us common folk call it the cockpit.
Cockpit, flight deck, whatever. Yeah, same thing. To be honest, I tend to call it the cockpit as well. Just give me a second. I'll show you the clamp. It's just right behind me. Just if you want to hang on a sec.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'll just pull up a comment where you do that. Juice4331 says, is this show on every Monday night? Just found your channel. It is. This is our Monday night show. So every Monday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Melbourne time, we go live, and this is the show. We just talk about random photography stuff, news, whatever. Sometimes we unbox stuff if we bought something new. And then at the tail end of the show, we look at images that listeners have sent in from over the past week, which you can just email to me, justin@luckystraps.com.au, and we'll pull them up on the show and chat about them. And otherwise, if you're new to the channel, we actually do an interview every Thursday morning with an amazing photographer, just like Levin, or just like Brett Wood, or just like, who else is in the chat? Richard Grenfell, Lucinda Goodwin, Bruce Moyle. Lots of wonderful photographers. Jeff Cable, who we were talking about earlier. Nick Carver we had on, all sorts of people. Anyway, they're at Thursday mornings, 9 o'clock Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, or 9 o'clock whenever. And
Melbourne time's easier.
They're live too, always live, and then you can always listen back, or you can watch back on YouTube at any time, or you can listen back on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any podcast platform, really. Just search The Camera Life. So there's that. That's us.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you got, Levin?
So here's the rig that I use. It's basically just a suction cup. There. So just a little cover comes off, and you just suction that on. So I'll just get out of there. Suction that onto the windscreen, the side window. Just pump it a few times, and that takes the air out of it, keeps it. And then I've got this. It's called a magic, and you just release it there, and you can basically twist it into any position you want. It'll fit sort of any way that you like. You can just rotate it around wherever. And once you've got it set up, then you just tighten the screw there. And then the camera just screws onto the top, just a standard 1/4-inch thread. And so that just holds the camera and everything very securely. Yeah. I've had various clamps and rigs and jigs over the years, but this is certainly the smallest and most lightweight. And it's plenty to hold the little ZV-1. So that's how I sort of attach it and secure it. And once it's all set up, so basically once I attach it to the windscreen, and as I said, I do tend to mostly do time lapse, or if there's a thunderstorm, I'll take a few photos of that. But basically, just press the button and just forget it from that point on. It just doesn't think. Which sort of leads me, if you don't mind, I will just make a comment that I am flying the aeroplane. I'm very well aware of that. And there is also a pilot in there, a co-pilot. And we've got the third pilot called George. That's the autopilot. And certainly in the cruise and that sort of stuff, the autopilot stays on. So I only ever do this when time's available and when the other guy's there. And it's really is just set and forget. Once it's all set up, then I just hit the button, and from that point on, I'm just back to doing my proper job of flying. So no, there's little of any risk. Although I must admit, I did have an interesting moment coming back from Bali 2 nights ago. I had it all set up, ready to go, just to shoot a time lapse. And the first officer needed to go out and go to the toilet. There was a bit of a queue there, though. He was about 3 deep in the toilet. Oh, sorry, try that again. 3 deep in the queue, I mean. Sorry.
In the queue.
Yeah, exactly.
In the queue.
Yeah, 3 deep in the queue. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, so I sort of stopped and because, as I say, I was up there by myself and didn't want to get distracted. And then I'm sort of sitting there and I'm thinking, well, all I'm going to do is press the button. Like it's all set to go. I don't have, it's all adjusted. It was all ready to go before he walked out. So I thought, oh, well, what the heck? So I just reached up, pressed the button on the camera to start it. And the second I pressed the button, the toilet fire alarm went off and scared the willies out of me, I tell you. But it was just coincidence that I just happened to hit the button. Yeah, that at the same time.
Thought you'd set something off.
I know, it was just unbelievable coincidence. And I thought, what have I done? But no.
Yeah.
But anyway, quickly realised what was going on, and it all settled down very rapidly. But it was just ironic. Like the split second I hit that button, the alarm went off, and it took about bad timing. But anyway,
I just want to bring up a couple of your images from your Instagram, just very quickly.
I've got them here. If they're are they from the cockpit ones? Yeah, I've got them. I was just about to say, I've got them queued up, ready to go. If you want it. Oh, it'll be in here. Yeah, I've got them all in here. So okay, I'll add them and we'll just go through them if you want. Because I've
that's ready to rumble. Oh, sorry. Yep. Let's do that.
Yeah. So
look, these are basically just a few thunderstorm photos that I've taken over the years. I think this was with my original A7R Mark II when I had the big rig sort of set up with that, and they're tricky to catch, as you would imagine, because and I also need to explain that these are only worth taking when they're about 100 nautical miles away. I know it doesn't look like it, but that storm is seriously, it's about 40 nautical miles away, that one, which is like 80 kilometres away. So there's no risk to us. And we're actually still in very still, calm air. It's just that I've zoomed in a bit with the lens. And but you actually need that distance. If you're too close, you can't get a decent photo. So therefore, it's sort of, you got to, these opportunities don't come up all that often. You sort of got to be the perfect distance away from a thunderstorm to make this worthwhile. But anyway, so that's one there. That's the one, I think that was north of New Guinea, if memory serves. Just a single bolt just came out of that. And the glow on the right is just sunset, sort of late sunset.
Just gone.
And managed to jag that one. But the way I go about it is I tend to set about a 4-second shutter speed with a relative, because the thing is, it's like a flash. You've got to expose for the flash. So therefore, I actually have it at about f8 and ISO 100, but just a 4-second shutter speed, and then cross your fingers and hope for the best.
Hope to capture, like that.
Hope
that
to
moment.
capture, yeah, exactly. And as a result of that, maybe only 1 in every 200 actually works out. And it does depend on how active the thunderstorm is. If it's a really active storm, you'll get a few. But if it's only a strike every 30 seconds or so,
look at that.
It might take 200 images to get one like that.
Yeah.
I know that was about halfway between New Guinea and Cairns, if memory serves. But anyway, just approaching the northern tip of Australia.
I'm a bit of a fan of this one.
Yeah.
That's what my view is in the 787. It's called a HUD, a heads-up display. And it was just dawn coming up, actually my way to Honolulu, if memory serves, on that one. Although, no, we can't have been. We're down at 24,000 feet, so we wouldn't have been. Okay, I can't remember where it is now. But that's part of the display and instrument system that we have on board the aircraft on the 787s. And, it just sort of tells us what we need to know.
That's very
But
cool.
I thought with the sun coming through it, it just looked really cool. So I snapped a quick one of that.
Yeah, it looks so good. Makes me want to be a fighter pilot.
That one in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, literally halfway to Honolulu. And it wasn't a full moon, but, the moon comes up quite brightly at night in a camera. But just with the cloud and everything below, and the moon was reflecting and glistening on the ocean below. So, it just looked really, really neat. So snapped one of that as well.
Magic.
Yeah, with it sort of hitting the clouds, and then the clouds are casting, I think, casting shadows on the ocean. Like,
they are. Yeah. Quite literally, the moon is casting the shadow casting cloud shadows on the water below. Yeah, and it's lighting up the cloud tops beautifully as well.
Yeah,
this is the one from about 3 weeks ago when we had the big bushfires up north in Victoria. I flew over it twice. I did a double Sydney that day, and so the first flight was much earlier in the afternoon, and all we could see really was the smoke, and you could see the ground, but you couldn't see any of the flames. So all you saw really was just the ground and the smoke above it. But then about 3 to 4 hours later, when I was going over it the second time, it was the sun had literally just set, so it's sort of the very big blue hour, so to speak. And so therefore the flames below were quite visible. And what's happening there, it's what they call pyrocumulonimbus, the smoke and heat from below. When it gets up higher in the altitude, it cools down because the temperature is cooling basically 3 degrees per 1,000 feet, or 2 degrees per 1,000 feet. And so as the air gets higher and higher, it cools down and cools down. And believe it or not, you wouldn't think so, but there's actually a lot of moisture in the smoke, which sounds but you've also just got smoke in the general air above. And so what happens is all this rising heat actually triggers a cumulonimbus cloud above it. So the grey stuff down low below it is the smoke, but then the white earth stuff that's bubbling away is actually a cloud. It's a cumulonimbus cloud.
And you can see the line where it separates.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah. And that's called the inversion layer, where the line is there. Yep. And it was pretty very unique scene. I've never seen one. Well, to be honest, we see bushfires quite regularly, but out, middle of Western Australia, and particularly Northern Territory, in the dry season, you do see quite a few, but they're not causing harm or damage. But you rarely see them this big. And this was up near Euroa, just south. I think it was at Longford. I think it's called Longford, something like that. Near that particular fire, and why that sort of became a bit noticeable, or not, what's the word I'm after? Memorable to me for two reasons. The image that you showed a few previous, picked up by, I just remember the name of it's a town called Yark, which is about halfway between Seymour and Eildon. It's sort of south of Euroa and Seymour. It's a smaller town. Anyway, they were also very much affected by the bushfire area, and I got a message from them asking if they could use the image as a bit of not so much a memorial, but just a memory thing a month later. So once the bushfire had finished, and a month later, they asked if they could use it to post it on their hall, and people could write comments and all that sort of stuff around it on the board. And it was as much to do with people expressing their feelings and their emotions, and basically dealing with the mental trauma that they encountered during these fires. Because I also got a request from another guy who asked if he could get a photo of it, because that's the fire that burnt his house down. So that was really sad. Yeah. So it was quite meaningful in one way. Well, in that way, with all of that.
Yeah.
So that was nice that people have picked that up. And to sort of help them a little bit later on. But I also had the reverse happen with that image, where somebody stole it and posted it in Threads as their own image and claimed it was theirs. And so anyway, I sort of found that out, and I put my own little reply to it saying, great shot, pity you take it. But anyway, so that's life on social media, unfortunately.
Yeah. Lisa's just dropped in the bushfire aftermath images I sent in for tonight's Your Images segment.
Last week's.
Or was it last week's? Yep. Oh, that's right. The handful from last week's. They were from the same area.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's amazing, Levin, and someone, I think Phil Thompson might have pointed it out, that rear view photography is a very apt name for your photography wing.
Yeah, well, in this situation,
when we look at these images, this is stuff that we rarely see. Very rare. I mean, we'll sometimes see some altitude stuff from a helicopter or a really high up drone, but rarely do we see stuff at this sort of elevation. What I think you said in your post is about 20,000 feet up.
We're actually still on climb. Yeah, as I said, we departed out of Melbourne heading up to Sydney, and we're still on the climb going through about 1,000 feet at that stage. So.
And just out of curiosity, are commercial pilots ever called upon to spot things that might be going on in the environment, or is that just, do you guys have any sort of protocols that you have to report stuff you see?
Yeah, we do. Look, certainly if we see a fire in close to a built-up area, then we do call air traffic control just to make them aware. And they do follow it up, because I've had many, many times where they'll get back to you about 15, 20 minutes later, and they'll just say, it'll either be something like, yep, fire services are aware of that one, or B, thanks very much, they're looking into that. Sort of one or the other.
Yeah.
But we do see a lot of fires, as I said, in the Northern Territory during the dry season and Western Australia, and they're out in the middle of, and they generally burn for days and days and days and do no harm or damage to humans anyway. And it's just part of the natural cycle of life up there. So those ones, no, we don't reporting those, because they're just a dime a dozen, to be honest. They look spectacular. They're really impressive, but no, we don't bother with those ones.
Yeah. That's fair. Great.
Awesome.
Indeed.
Yeah, amazing images. Amazing. Especially knowing that some of them are coming from an EDC camera. A tiny little Sony EDC camera. Yeah. And, if I was to have an EDC camera, my dream EDC camera would be something like the Ricoh GR4.
Yeah.
But with a viewfinder. I think I would like
no pleasing some people.
You
can get a little viewfinder that goes on the top.
No, that just then doesn't, it's not sleek, doesn't fit in your pocket properly. I don't know. Don't like it. You know what? I would go so far as to say I'd almost prefer it to have a viewfinder and like a tiny back screen just big enough for like menu adjustments and stuff. Not.
Oh, you just need a Clickster.
No. I want, so the thing the GR4 has that I want is an APS-C sensor, like it's going up from the 1-inch sensor to like a crop. Like if Fujifilm used one of their X series sensors in something that was just slightly smaller than the X100, where it can fit in your pocket, because obviously the X100. Yeah, exactly. Is that an APS-C sensor?
It's a 16 megapixel APS-C. It was the first X-trans sensor.
Yeah, so basically that. Yeah. That's the one, and it doesn't have a viewfinder though.
But it has a completely flip up 180 screen.
Yeah,
and you can shoot from the hip, and
yeah.
And it has Fujifilm sims. Like it's cool. It was the first Fujifilm camera with a touchscreen. So they're great.
Yeah, but I think you need a viewfinder to feel like a photographer.
No,
I think so.
That's just
bullshit. I've got a bit. I'm getting on fine without it in this little number here.
If someone as old as Levin can change, so can you.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the Coke bottle glasses, they feel like for a viewfinder anyway.
You just point in a vague direction and push the button. I mean, how hard is it, Justin? Come on. Where's your sense of adventure?
I did look at that one you spent the G4, and it certainly looked a capable camera. It really did. It was, but as I say, I eventually just went for the Sony, mainly because I'm already used to the menu system and all that sort of stuff.
It's a great little camera, and
I had nothing new to learn, so it was easy.
Yeah. And finding something in a 5-year-old camera that actually ticks all the boxes for you, that's even better.
Yeah, it really surprised me. And they're still making them brand new. I bought that one brand new. So in fact, I actually looked around to see if I could get a second-hand one, because it was a bit of an experiment. So I thought, if I can get a cheapie, then that'd be great. Couldn't find one. I'm sure they pop up everywhere.
Really popular cameras.
I think they are.
Yeah.
Rick Nelson says it's solid. But he also says he uses the OM Systems TG7 right now as his EDC, And that is the camera that Elena's getting for her birthday. And that reminds me, I need to order one of those. Elena,
you're terrible. You're so bad.
It's not for a month.
Still bad.
I've got time. Order.
You forgot.
TG7. Hope she's not listening to this. Are you listening, Elena? No. Okay. Anything else on little cameras before we move on? What do you guys think?
I think there's a if you can afford it, and like Levin said, look for a secondhand compact, fixed lens, point and shoots. I mean, it's like that. It's like that experiment I did. Remember, I went to DigiDirect one day. I said, "Give me your cheapest, dirtiest digital camera." It cost me like $50 or $70 or something. They gave me a free memory card, and I went out and had a great time shooting with it. It was a piece of garbage. The images were okay, much better than the Kodak Chimera, but it was just a fun opportunity to go out and not worry about all this excessive gear weighing you down, like just being free and just having a very simple kit. And I know that's something that you struggle with, Justin, because you're obviously a very complex man.
I think well, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if you're not going to see these around much longer, because to be fair, well, not to be fair, but just let's face it, the average modern phone can do nearly the same job these days. So they're getting the phone. I don't like phone photography. I'll say it up front. It's not my thing, and I just prefer doing it properly, shall we say? But there's no doubt that your average phone, like your latest iPhone and your latest Samsung Galaxy and that sort of stuff, they honestly, in some ways, have more features than this, and in other ways they don't. But they're getting to the point where I do wonder how much longer these things are going to be available on the market. Yeah. And yet, having said that, they seem to be having a bit of a resurgence at the moment.
Compact cameras are huge. So marketing trends, especially in Asian countries, especially in Japan and China, youth market are just leaning into compact fixed lens cameras like the ZV-1, X100s, Ricoh GRs have already sold out globally. The latest GR4s, they've already, you can't get them, but that's not unusual for Ricoh. They tend to underproduce and overpromise, and they just try to fill the gaps as they go.
Yeah, and maybe because it seems to be different marketing these days, they seem to be selling them or promoting them as a vlogger camera. They're looking for influencer lifestyle kind of stuff. Yeah. Well, exactly. So maybe that's the new market that they're tapping into.
It is very much so.
No, but I think there's a gap there for us photographers as well. Although I would use a bit of a hybrid one, and I think so. What's interesting is there's this. So Canon have basically a very similar camera to that Sony ZV-1, and it's called the Canon 1V or V1 or something. They're almost like, it's so confusing. It got released a few years later than it. It's basically similar to the ZV Mark II, I think. It got released around the same time as that. But then, and it's very vlog oriented. It still takes nice photos, but it's closer to the video side of things. But then they released this, which the PowerShot GX7 Mark III limited edition. And the GX7 Mark III's been out for, I can't remember how long, but a while. Like it's an older camera. But this year, because of the 30th anniversary of PowerShot, they released this, and it's like it's sold out, and like it's you're not going to be able to get them. And it's this kind of camera that I think Canon should be doing a new version of.
They so should.
Yeah, and
it's the photographer's compact,
like a photographer's compact camera.
Yeah. You're right. There is a gap there because they are trying to currently, they're trying to get as many new people into photography as they can. They want to get people off phones and into these sorts of compact cameras. But this 30th anniversary edition, it doesn't make sense who they released it to, because wasn't it like $1,000 more than the normal version? And all it's got extra is a different color, and maybe the focus ring is metal and gnarled, like they've made special kind of groove. There was a bit of a stink about Canon asking that much extra money for basically an old camera.
No, it's it's only $100, Dira.
I thought it was 1,000.
No, $14,900.
Just
$14,499. Never mind. So maybe the fact that they're throwing this limited edition out there, like maybe that means there is something in the works.
Yeah.
There's a possibility that Canon's going to revise and put some money into that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, last year we had Sony came out with the R1XR.
Yeah, which is a premium
compact.
EDC. Yeah, which is so
but
cool to see.
Still, fixed lens.
Yeah.
Relatively compact body.
But
terribly overpriced.
But they had these. So this is the RX 100 Mark 1. I'm pretty sure it is the Mark 1, the OG original with these funny danglies on it. Rick Nelson saying, Justin, you might like the RX 100 Mark 7 as it has a viewfinder that pops up. Yeah, mine's got a flash that pops up. Funny flash.
Look how little it is.
Yeah, the tiny, teeny little. It's a very small camera. This is what I wanted as a. Oh, come on, focus. Do it. Never mind. You know what it looks like. It's a small camera. But I couldn't get used to the ergonomics and the speed that it was to shoot manual in it. It just didn't quite work for manual. It just needs a little bit more input in manual controls. But the image quality is pretty good considering the size of the camera. And it has a 1.8 lens at the wide end. They went away from that too, Levin. As the iterations went on, they started to go towards sort of different zoom ranges, but with more like slightly, they would be 2.8 to 4 or whatever. And this was 1.8 at the wide end, which I thought was very cool because it let in a decent amount of light and got to use the sensor at a lower ISO.
And that's one of the things I were actually plugging as a vlogger camera, because with the wide open aperture, you've got very shallow depth of field. So the vloggers love it from the point of view of the faces in focus, but the background sort of got that bokeh, as they say. So, it's interesting how they've sort of marketed that whole thing now along those lines. And Sony themselves have got quite a large range of these compact cameras, EDC cameras.
They do.
Yeah, like the RX 100, and I think there's a 10 and a 1 and that sort of. Yeah, they've got quite a significant range of them still. So obviously there's a market for them. Which is good.
They just haven't put a lot of new in it, like new. There's not a lot of new models coming out other than that kind of vlogging model that you've got. That's been the one that's sort of been the most recently, and the premiums we've been seeing with Fujifilm. Obviously, the Leica Q3 is in a premium range, and the RX 1R Mark III is the premium. There's a few of those, but there's just not a ton in that. More in that Ricoh GR and X100 range, but the X100 is just that little bit big for me personally. I might as well just take my main camera because it doesn't fit in your pocket. It's more of have it out and about. Still great for the size, but just a little bit bigger than these cameras.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. Shall we move on, because the show is just rocking and rolling. It's 9:15.
Oh God!
We'll do a super fast what's in the box.
Who's got a box?
Record. I'll do a real fast.
Hey, he got his film.
I got my film. Joel.
Awesome.
Joel Alston coached me through my Walkins film order last week. So you probably already have heard most of what's in here. So we're going to go through it real quick. If I don't cut my finger off trying to open the box with this ruler. How do you guys open boxes? The metal ruler.
With a knife.
I need an EDC knife.
You do. I'll get you one for your birthday.
I'm surprised your sharp wit doesn't do the job.
Oh, Levin swings wide.
Good. That was very good. Well played. Oh, look, a little sticker.
Oh,
it's nice. It's a little Walkins film man.
Put that on your Pelican case. You have to get one of
those. All right.
So what did you shoot with? Like what have you got that's film that you've sent it away? It's done.
This is just buying new film, but I'm using my Canon 1N, so like a pro-ish. I've got two of these Canon 1N, so like a pro-ish film. Why won't it focus tonight? Just not loving it. There we go.
Oh, there you go. Yep, got it.
But yeah, so it's sort of this is the second last flagship film body they made. I'm looking for a 1V. If anyone's got one, talk to me. I'd like to buy one. Like it to be nice. And yeah, that with a 28mm, and I've got a 50mm 1.2 to go on it as well. And those are the two. Yeah, look at all the light that goes through it.
I know. So yeah, that's
all
light.
It's
just no aperture. It's just wide open.
Yeah, it's just wide open.
It's a telescope, not a lens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through these fast. We've got Delta 100 black and white, Ilford Delta, and Ilford Delta 400 black and white. I think they've become my favorites. Oh, I don't know what that one was, and it's gone. We've got an unboxed Portra 400, bit of a staple. Then we've got, so gold 200, 3 packs of 36 exposure, because I really like that for my summer snaps.
Yep.
And then Joel told me to try this, and someone else in the chat said this. This is Kodak Ultra Max 400. I'm really keen to see what this looks like.
Yep.
To see how it compares to Portra and whether it's just a nice all-purpose general thing. And I'm gonna put some rolls through this, because this with the 200, this is the sprocket, the panorama thing. With the 200 ISO film in it, they were just a little bit dark in some of the shots, so I want to try it with 400.
Yeah. Nice.
And then to experiment, I've got, and to do some shots of petrol stations at night, I've got the Cine Still 800 tungsten and the Cine Still 400, which I'll also be keen to try out next to Portra and just see how it looks. So that's that. That's my film.
Very well done. That's exciting.
It is.
What did that cost you? About $4,000?
I think so. Yeah, it hurt.
Yeah,
it wasn't easy.
About right.
I actually took a couple. I had the cart loaded up, and I was like, "No, I got to cut this down a little. This is outrageous."
Yeah.
So yeah, it's expensive, but that'll last me. And I've got 4 or 5 rolls of color and black and white in my little stock now. But I know I've got a couple of things coming up that I want to use it.
Yeah.
And I just want to have it in there ready to go. So I won't need to buy film now for 3 or 4 months probably.
Yeah, it's good.
Now I've got a good selection.
Yeah. If you spread it out, then it's worthwhile,
Exactly.
But if you're spending that much money every week, like every month even, it'd be crazy.
Oh, I couldn't do that. It's more just if I don't have it there ready to go, when something pops up where I'm like, I want to take my film camera to this, if I don't have it there ready to go, then it won't happen. I've got to have a selection of stuff ready to go if I really want to do this. And I'm trying to, as I said on the other show, I'm trying to shoot a minimum of 1 roll a month through this year, and get it developed each month. So I've got a decent record of what happened this year on film.
Very cool. Now, Levin, can you hear us? Are you back?
He is not.
I think he's still working out his audio. Something's happened to his headphones. I think he's run out of battery.
Okay. Well,
let's jump.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
Are you back? Good.
We jump to your images.
Got you now. Sorry, guys. Yeah, you're right. The headphones died. Sorry about that.
Okay. All right. We've got you back. That's the main thing. Let's get to the next segment and wrap this show up with some images.
Yeah.
All right.
Images. Let's pull them up. Who are we going to start with? We'll start
with
Lucinda
Goodwin,
because these actually come in during last week's show, but not in time to make the cutoff because I wasn't paying attention to my email. So here we have Lucinda's images, and she says, a show from Friday I shot at the Thornbury Theatre. That would be last Friday, I guess. A venue I hadn't ever been to. The band were very adamant that I got up in their grill and I was welcome on stage, which makes for a fun shoot.
Yeah, that's cool.
Let's whip through them. Yeah, what a cool venue.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Those cross pattern filter
and the way
things.
that person's kind of standing, almost like standing in between the beams of light.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, these are great.
That's good action one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right up in your grill. you were on stage. And this is the thing. And it's like it's an intimate stage. So it's not so big that you can really sort of just skulk around and no one's going to see you. Like the crowd would have, you would have just had to be part of it, which I think is awesome that they wanted you to just get in and get amongst it.
Get in the way. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. These are great.
Oh, that's cool. What a great pose to capture.
It'd be very rare to get that opportunity too, to be on stage taking the photos. So
she's sent a few in. Like she has been invited on before, but I think from memory they were pretty big stages usually.
Yeah, most stuff
so it might be a bit easier to kind of like hide behind some amps and just sneak across and stuff. But yeah, this is like you're in there. That's great.
I don't think she's hiding behind anything there.
Yeah, these are very cool.
Thanks for sending these in.
Hard to capture images in a stage environment like that as well. Really hard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dark, bright lights coming in.
Yeah. So,
that's so good.
Yeah. I like that first one too, with I think it was the drummer. You got really good eye contact with him.
Yeah.
That's
really cool.
He's really, he's making it.
Yeah, these Canons do a good job.
No, whatever. Next.
Okay, next we have David Leparati, and let's get these in order. All right. These images were created for Queensland Police Service in-house publications and media services. They own the copyright to the images, but I have blurred faces of serving members and staff. I was employed for 17 years as a forensic imaging technician and was requested to shoot this type of PR photography for the media unit from 2012 to 2019 and 2020 to 2025. The reason I was asked was due to my 40 years photography experience and knowledge with lighting. Yeah, I can see why they asked you.
Yeah.
Because you're an awesome photographer. Okay, all images shot with the Canon 5D Mark III and 24 to 72.8 and the 600 EXRT speedlights. All right. Image number 1, police dog in boots. checking engine bay.
It is wearing boots.
It's wearing booties. Oh,
Yeah,
it says,
definitely.
I think it's got an asterisk there. I'm guessing it's to stop the vehicle from scratching. I think that means scratch vehicle. Yeah. So the dog doesn't,
Oh, yeah, it doesn't damage
scratch
anything.
everything.
Scratch the paintwork. Yeah.
It's so good. 2x 600 EXRT flashes. Okay, second one. Police diver and boat.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Tungsten white balance, 600 EXRT, and color temp orange gel in small softbox. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so
How he's lit up inside the mask. Like he's lit up the guy's face somehow inside the mask, or a very directed flash or something.
Yeah, just a very sort of directed flash from camera left, just slightly camera left, and maybe a little bit up high.
Yeah, you can just see a little bit of reflection there, but no, that's really good.
Yeah, it's very well done, and yeah, using a CTO gel like color temperature orange, and then that just allows you to cool everything else down a little bit in the background and darken it off. Image number 3, police air crew with helicopter. Crewman in shade of hangar, and then 2 600 EXRTs in a softbox. Nice.
Now you're talking my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
Image number 5, behind the scenes. No, image number 4, Inspire drone. 125 years of Queensland Police photography. 3 600 EXRTs plus gels and a softbox.
What?
Oh, so that's a little police drone. We're getting some live updates from David himself. The driver and the boat shot. Oh, diver and the boat.
Diver.
Sorry.
Yep.
Shot 24 mil at 50 centimeters while lying on a floating pontoon, bobbing up and down, and the flash and softbox on a monopod overhead. Yeah, okay.
Wow. That's so cool.
Oh, so I assume David was lying on the pontoon, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we've got the behind the scenes of the Inspire drone. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Very clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a 600 EX and blue gel on background, 600 EX and red gel behind the drone towards the camera, 600 EX in softbox overhead, hot water tray and dry ice added. And then it makes that.
Wow, that's cool.
That's so clever.
Yeah, that is super cool. No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then, okay, so... As always, the amazing descriptions are here. Yeah, so the speed light and a small softbox. Yeah, I will hang on. Can I zoom in? Wait. Come back. Here we go. Here we go. Viewed from camera position, the softbox was kind of 45 or a bit higher than 45, pointing down on the diver for the diver boat shot. And then... Oh, I can't even get in on this one. Helicopter, yeah, softbox to camera right. Yeah, I love these little diagrams. They're always the best. Okay. That's David Leparati, and now...
Well done, David, as always.
Thank you. Well done, David. Yeah, and thanks for the explanations. They always make it. David Mascaro, here's my crack at being a street photographer. All images are with the Nikon F2AS and Delta 400. Oh, nice choice of film. Yeah. Twinsies. Maybe my images will look like this. What I love about film is that it's not perfect. My photography heroes' images were never perfect. They were impactful. They made you look a long time. They told stories, whereas I'm still trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. Have a great day, guys. This is cool. So we get to see a different side of David Mascaro.
Yeah. How old are these? Makes you wonder. Given that trend I was looking at earlier, must be.
Well, this is
in San Fran.
It's in San Francisco. It's just one of their.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
but it really does look like you travel back in time a bit, doesn't it? Until you look close. It does look
like something out of the 40s or 50s or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very clever. Black and white.
Yeah.
Ageless.
Black and white. It is ageless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely. Yeah.
Can be.
I'm not sure if they had walking signs with countdown seconds back in the 40s.
Yeah, I just saw that too. I went, oh, that's more recent, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But great collection. Really.
Yeah. I love it. Awesome to see a different side. I'll be interested to see, David, if you've done more of that kind of stuff, or is this new, or have you done this throughout your photography career as well, and you just prefer to mainly show street portraits? I'd be interested to know. Okay, moving on. Felicity Johnson. Felicity says, I hope you're all well and enjoyed last night's drop of rain. We did.
It was lovely.
Here are my photos for tonight. I think, do I pronounce it Azure Kingfisher, Murray River at Trumbury, keeping an eye on a whistling kite.
Look at that background. Look at that bokeh.
Yeah, it's just exactly what I was thinking, Greg.
It's just obliterated.
It's not distracting.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah, she didn't tell us she didn't tell us what lens this was. I'm assuming it's a fancy one. Looks fancy. Okay. Whilst doing confined space training with my brigade, I popped out, grabbed the camera, and got a few shots. That's an epic shot.
That's cool.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's really good.
The backlit water's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really cool. I'll be shooting
lens.
She's done well to see that, or to create it, one or the other. Yeah, lovely.
Both. And just to have the presence of mind to go, oh, near my camera, run off and grab it. So the Kingfisher shot was the 180 to 600 Nikon Z, just a small lens, I believe.
Yeah, I'd love to see this shot wider too, Felicity, just to know. It's probably maybe not a better photo, but I'd love to just see what the scene, like what else was happening in the scene during the training. I'll be doing this sort of shooting all weekend this weekend for a rescue training comp in Bendigo. I might even be going underground on Friday to shoot the underground portion at the mine. So that'll be interesting.
Wow.
Oh, it was at the Gornong Silos at the ISH Centre. Very cool. I'll be there on Thursday.
There you go.
That's where I do all my work.
Twinsies again.
Twinsies. What a coincidental show. Yep. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Well, then I know exactly where this is. I've been in there. That's awesome.
That's very cool.
Could be you in a few days.
It will be. Although, I don't know if we'll be doing any water stuff with the rescue comp. I think it's all confined space and ropes. They've got 11 or 12 cars to put all the teams through car crash. Get the jaws of life, get people, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. It's going to be awesome. Full 3 day.
I did that because I went through Scouts right through to Rovers, and I did that in Venturers and Rovers where they'd stage a scene and they'd have the what's the state emergency service? State emergency service, SES, and they'd have some police show up and they'd fake a crash scene, and we'd have to be part of the the support team.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's very cool.
It was a very long time ago.
Final image from Felicity, Leachville Saltworks. Love the layers and patterns in this drone shot. So do I.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like that.
It's so compelling to work out what is it, to work out where what the layers are, and very cool.
Yeah, that's really that crazy sort of that whole bottom section is it's mesmerizing.
Yeah.
Let's zoom in on it. We always, Felicity says, we always have a Commodore hanging off the top of our silos. Do you know how that got there, Felicity? I could probably find that. It's very interesting. I have a time lapse of how that got there and then what happened to it. I should see if I can find it. Do you want me to find it?
Let's do it next week.
Okay, I'll find it next week.
Time's ticking.
Time is ticking. Yeah, it's 9:30. All right. Well, that brings me to Paul Carpenter. This image is from a few years back. Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. Just swirling.
But it all works, doesn't it?
There is, but it all ties in beautifully.
And your eye just travels around in this beautiful circle around the whole frame. Amazing, Paul.
I like the foreground. It's very standard continuous texture and color.
Yeah.
Probably a little bright, but it leads in beautifully. And just you got the lovely color palette there between the orange sky and the blue ocean.
Yeah.
And the arc of the bay just also leads you around to the wave on the right, and that's really nice, really, really nice.
It's interesting that you mentioned the foreground being bright. I would love to know, because this is something, I'm not a landscape photographer, so would a circular polarizer have helped cut that down a little bit and maybe retain some of the color in the reflection? Or I'd love to know,
yes.
Paul, did you use the CPL or not? That I'd be interested to know, because that's what that would do, right, Levin? That would potentially cut a little bit of that foreground.
It basically would cut away the reflection, and you'd see the darker rock below. Normally, you do traditionally try to keep the foreground a little bit darker because anything bright is a bit distracting. It kind of still works in this image anyway, because it's like a mirror reflection with the sky above. So it sort of does bring a bit of symmetry to it. So I think if you had used the polarizer and made it jet black, it probably wouldn't be as good. So I do like the fact that it's got the reflection there, because it's also picking up on the color. Personally, I just think maybe a touch too bright. I think just tone it down a tiny, tiny little bit, because it is competing against the sky. In fact, it's almost brighter than the sky. But I think the fact that you are getting the reflection and the picking up the color of the sky, I think it works really well. But my only thing I'd just tweak a tiny bit is just drop that brightness down just a little bit. But the rest of it is beautiful. Well, it's all beautiful. It's a lovely image.
It's a great image, isn't it? I'll read out the rest of this. It says, so I rediscovered it this morning as my phone was on charge and just started scrolling through random photos. The Hawaiian coastline east of Waikiki is spectacular. as are the sunrises and sunsets. You often get heaving seas and fiery skies. You also get very wet when a rogue wave hits the ledge you're on, sends a wall of water vertically into the air, and the wind picks it up and dumps it on you. Here's Paul.
And your camera.
And your camera. It was a Canon 5D Mark III, 24 to 72.8 at 24 mil, fifth of a second at f8. And in the chat, he says, might have had a circular polarizer on, but was pointing towards the sunrise, not 90 degree off.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because the polarizers don't do a heck of a lot when you're pointing straight at it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So look, as I said, beautiful image. The only minor thing I would just suggest, just as a slight improvement, is just, for me, just darken that foreground just a touch. But it's lovely. It's even got the beautiful sky reflection in the waves themselves, like in the ocean. In between the white spray, it's picking up the golden color there. So,
and to be fair, we're seeing this image kind of like fourth hand through the internet, through a screen, through so there's a lot of detail and stuff is lost. But
it looks great on a monitor, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The ocean looks
wonderful.
Okay, quick one from LTK. It just says merely shot with X Pro 2 with Pentax 1000 mil at f8 at minimum focus distance of 30 meters.
What? That's insane.
So a Pentax 1000 mil f8. That is crazy. Yeah, right. It's sharp.
Gorgeous photo. Imagine that would be a big, heavy, long lens. So 10 out of 10 for getting a sharp image.
Yeah.
Yeah, great
That's
work.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's so hard with bird. I don't know if I'll ever take photos of birds. So hard to find a clean background with birds because these longer lenses, you can get a beautiful soft bokeh background, but not if there's anything that's within, say, a meter of the bird behind it. It's got to be almost equal distance from you that you are from the bird behind them or further for that background to be soft. And it can be really tricky to get them, in a clean spot. So, well done. Okay, finally, before we do Greg, is Phil Thompson, winner of what do we call it? Photo of the Year? Something.
Yeah. The Camera Life Photo of the Year 2025.
Not sure if there are any time or date limits, as this is a shot from past years to submit for the Monday night podcast. No, there's not. Monday night's just whatever. We just roll with it. We might do categories or something in the future, narrow it down a bit in some shows, but at the moment, whatever tickles your pickle. These have been a favourite for the past 12 years now. There was a summer storm on February 19th, 2014, which dumped 50 mils of rain in an hour on the Geelong football ground and Geelong CBD. These were captured at Barrabool and Ceres, just west of Geelong. I was able to get behind the storm and then drive back and forth between 3 or 4 locations in that area during roughly an hour's duration. These were captured between about 5:10 and 6:01 p.m. Shot on my Pentax K3, which I had at the time, and a Pentax 18 to 135 lens. Image number 35 actually won a place in the 2015 Elders Rural Calendar. I'll tell you which one. Oh, you guys can try and guess which one image number 35 is actually. That'd be fun. Oh, no. Can you see? No, you can't see. Perfect. You guys can try and guess.
All right.
Look at the sky and the color of the ground.
That looks nasty.
It does look nasty.
Just nasty.
But the contrast between the gold of the land and the, that ultra dark brooding sky is just gorgeous.
It's so good.
Yeah.
They're wonderful scenes when you can get that, when the foreground is lit up bright.
Yeah.
It just makes the sky look so much darker and threatening. So they're wonderful when you get that situation.
Yeah. It's just ethereal, and it's like you just know that smell that's in the air when this is happening, and that you know exactly what it's like. Even that cow looks a little stressed out.
But I think in this case it's a smell of fear.
It would be.
Any guesses as to which one, number 35, which
the one with the
won a
windmill?
place? Incorrect.
Yeah, no, I think. Sorry, just go the other one there, Justin.
So I'll go through them. There's this one.
I think.
Yeah, and then there's this one, and then the final one was with the tree.
I reckon the tree. That's going to be my guess.
No, it's actually this one.
Oh, there you
go. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Can't pick them. I love the tree one as well. I don't know. I think the tree, that sky with the tree is like, that looks like a movie or something.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's got the fence just running through it.
It's like the tree is up to it, and it's sort of like it's trying to extend its hand up into the sky. So no, I like that. Yeah. And the fence is a nice leading line taking you to the rest. So
but it was this one, which was image number 3.
That shot though.
Yeah. I think David Leparati picked it. Yeah. And that is cool. I can see I guess that is very Elders rural too, just that like rural road. Pretty classic scene. Yeah. Awesome. Great images. I can see why they're favorites. Cool. They're a sort of, you can't just go out and make that happen. No. Okay. That's it. That's the show.
Right. Oh, you weren't going to show my photos?
Oh, yeah,
you teased the people.
Well, because you're not on the thing, I forgot in those last 5 seconds. Hang on, I got this. No, I don't.
We don't have to do it. We can do it next week. I'll be
No, they're right here. They're right here. Everyone wants to see. You're back. Here we are. I need to put you at the bottom of the list if I'm going to do it that way. Okay. Tell us about it, Greg.
I can't remember which photos I put in.
Yeah. Here they are.
Oh, okay.
He got so upset about it.
I know. So caring. So I had a doctor's appointment last week. I twinged my neck a bit. I had to go see the quack, as my dad likes to call them. And I had 45 minutes to wait. And I wandered around South Melbourne and the South Melbourne market. And just playing around with my brand new 1.4 lens, shooting wide open. It was fun. It was good. And on this shoot in particular, because I was working with at f1.4, normally I don't shoot street photography at that. Usually I shoot at f8. But now that I've got a 1.4 lens, I just can't seem to take it off 1.4. And so what I've been doing with my street shots more recently while testing this new lens is I'm looking for the main character. Who's the hero of the photo? Who's the person that we want in sharp focus, preferably? Or who do we want to isolate? No, it's all auto. It's auto focusing, really? And it's a new 23 mil. You go.
Sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say, surprised. A few of those images earlier because cameras do. I'll go.
All right. Yeah, you go. Yeah, okay.
Just go back a couple of images if you can, Justin, because usually cameras, if they autofocus, they tend to focus on the closest subject. Whereas this one, clearly it hasn't. Clearly it's picked the guy in the middle. So whatever focusing method you're using.
I did use eye tracking at first, and then I turned it off because it was always choosing the wrong hero. If I was in a crowded space like this or any of these photos where there's multiple people around, it would always, that little green box would always land on the person I didn't want, So I just went back to still autofocus, but I was using the little nub joystick on the back of my new Fuji camera to select where the
focus.
To select it, So I had to be quick because obviously things move pretty fast on the streets. And just sort of playing around with shallow depth of field, trying to kind of pick out the main characters in a shot. And it was a lot of fun. It's a great lens. I'm loving it. The autofocus is faster than any Fuji lens I've previously tested. In the words of one Jay Castles, that crop sensor has a surprising amount of detail in it.
It does. It does.
That made my day when you said that. When you said I was like a pig in shit, I promise. It was finally he sees it.
I didn't say it never had. It just doesn't have as much as my camera.
Yeah.
It does. You could, when you zoom in on your full res images, there's plenty of detail in those sensors. And then when you throw a lens like that on it, that's sharp, like super sharp, even wide open.
Through the whole, even wide open, like you're just getting gorgeous detail. And actually Neil from Fujifilm Australia, when he sent it down to me, I've purchased this lens. I now own it. He said, you're going to appreciate this new lens on a 40 megapixel sensor because this lens was made for 40 megapixel sensors.
Yeah.
You know, like it's really optimized for these current flagship sensors and processors. And it's true, it's coming through. I'm finding great confidence and joy in my, you know, photography outings, which is great. You know, I'm finding that joy in photography, hunting the light. And yes, it's not always about new gear, but sometimes it bloody helps, you know?
Yeah. And I think you'll find that this will, it's not you won't completely change your photography style to only shooting wide open, but it'll help maybe take your street photography to like you'll have a new dimension unlocked for when you want it. And doing this exercise where you're looking for the hero of the shot, that might inform a shot that when you're shooting with f8, you might still look for the hero of the shot, but it doesn't matter that they're all in focus because the hero will still be there.
Yeah.
But this exercise is helping you like develop that eye because you know that
you to choose, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas with F8, you're like, oh, I'll see later who was compelling in that scene. Whereas you're having to pick it now because otherwise, if the compelling person's out of focus, you're like, oh, damn, I wish that person had been in focus. So it's actually a really cool exercise to do where you're having to pick on the fly really quick, who am I focusing on in this moment? Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, it's been good. And, you know, I often would shoot from the hip, even at f8. Well, at f8, I'd shoot from the hip on my old lenses because my original 23, which is only an f2, but it's so much different in quality and character to this new lens, the 1.4. But I'd always shoot at f8 for street. And shooting from the hip meant that I knew everything was in focus. But even with this, I was doing hip shots at 1.4, looking down at the screen, and it was just nailing it. It was great.
Very cool. Street photography can be a bit like photographing in a forest. There's just so many trees and random crap. To try and pick a subject or the focus of the image out of that is almost impossible. And occasionally with street photography, not that I've done a lot of it, I admit, but occasionally with that, when you've just got a sea of people there, to try and pick the subject out of that. As I say, I sort of liken it to being in a forest, but having that shallow depth of field and forcing you to choose it and focus on it, it's got to improve your photography and improve your
and just my speed to composure as well, because I don't have the luxury because everything's moving. Often I'm moving while I'm taking the shot, let alone all the subjects, the traffic, the people on bikes and scooters and skateboards, and you know, there's lots going on. It's very dynamic. So it's
you're probably going to have fun in the early days, but as you get better at it, it'll improve and improve and improve. You'll be outside.
Thanks, Dad.
I know.
You'll get there. You'll get.
Yeah, the white bow. I know.
Well, that's cool. I think that brings us to the end of the show.
It does. It does. What do we need to say to wrap up?
First and foremost,
awesome.
I think, we do need to say that Levin is awesome. Levin, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know I sprung this on you last minute this morning. I mean, you were always coming on the show today to talk about your images and your new camera. But we said, hey, why don't you hang around and just help us out? Because we obviously need the help.
We do.
Well, Justin does.
Well, I'm like a bad smell sometimes, hard to get rid of.
Yeah, well, we can just unplug it. So that's the easy part for us. But Levin, thank you so much as always. Always a pleasure to have you on. Amazing to hear your stories, your adventures, and that you're continuing to refine your craft and learn new ways to make images. I think that's wonderful. I certainly hope that when I finally get to your age that I'm feeling exactly the same about my craft too.
Thank you, guys.
I'll stop the old jokes.
And once again, I met you on the show that you do. It's really, really good. You're putting stuff out there, and you're keeping the interest alive. You're interviewing some really, really impressive people with done some really unique stuff. And I like the mixture of how the random show like this, bit of everything, versus the full-on interviews you do on the Thursday morning. So I think it's a great, and wish you well with it. And I know it'll go well. So and thank you for letting me have a little brief part of it.
Anytime you want.
Anytime you want. We'll always make space for you, Levin.
Exactly.
But good luck with the tours. Obviously, for those of you who may have joined late, Levin's got a bunch of tours that are based here in Australia, in Victoria, but also some overseas. So head to rareview.photography and check out the tours that are on offer there. No commitment. There's actually an inquire now option. Make an inquiry and you can just join a bit of a newsletter and get some updates on how those tours are progressing. There are tour dates available for this year, next year, and the year after in 2028. So head to rareview.photography now. What else? This episode has been proudly brought to you by Lucky Straps. Head to luckystraps.com. That's us. I know I haven't got a Lucky Straps top on. Sorry, boss. We are Lucky Straps. We make handmade, Australian-made leather camera straps with a bunch of amazing features to ensure that you connect with your craft comfortably and securely and confidently. And you'll also look pretty stylish at the same time. So head to luckystraps.com. Leather camera straps. Use code Greg for a cheeky little discount. Yeah. That's the only code. There's no other codes.
That's it. That's easy.
And as I said a while ago, why on earth would you risk your $5,000 camera on a $10 strap? Get something Justin makes. And, it's safe for life. So yeah.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
They're awesome gear. I've got a few myself, and they're great. Yeah, really good.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Levin.
You might have just earned another one. But look, if you're new here, thanks for joining us. We do this every week, Monday evening, 7:30 p.m. Melbourne time. That's Australia. 9 a.m. every Thursday, Melbourne time again. We interview amazing photographers such as Levin Barrett. But yeah, give us a like, subscribe, tickle the bell, and we'll let you on your merry way.
Yeah, and leave a comment after the show. If you've got any questions for next week or whatever, throw them in the comments. We do read them, and if they're interesting, we'll bring them up on the show. Just like this one from Jason Rogers, says, a bit of a funny question. Any tips on making sports photography stand out? Footy season is just around the corner. Ask us on next week's show because we're out of time tonight, but either throw it in these comments or jump on next week's show and ask us early, and we'll go through it and we'll talk about it. I'm not an expert. We'll have some ideas. And Dennis, suppose that would be considered a bit late. Yes, it is a bit late.
Always good to see you though, Den.
Yeah, always good to see you. Should we roll?
We roll. Be safe, everybody. Get out and shoot.
Dennis says legends. You're a legend, Dennis. Today, Tweak Productions told a customer to head to the Lucky Straps website. That's nice. Love my strap. Thank you. Thanks for another great show also. Phil Thompson says another fantastic show, guys, and Levin's photos and stories are incredible. They're rare and amazing. Very, very cool. I want to see more. Rick Nelson, a great show as always. Thank you, Levin, Justin and Greg. Tin Type Man, great show, Levin. Nice to finally have a professional on.
Oh, that's good.
That's great.
David Leverati, thanks for another great show again. David Skinner, that was good. Thanks. Felicity Johnson, night all. Thanks, Levin. David Leverati said, nice images, Greg, which is pretty good. Everyone was loving Greg's images.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Felicity. Thanks. Who else? Who else was here? Everybody.
Lisa was here.
Lisa
Bruce
was here.
Dropped in for a bit.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Brett Wood was even here. It was crazy.
He was.
Oh, yeah. And this was a new person. Shammers Titster 3346 says there's a Canon G7X on the way. There is. Toodles.
Yeah.